Hi, hello, and welcome. Today's topic sounds a bit, uh, it's more high Annette DNA, or Annette Diana, sorry. Trying to see if I can invite Sean. I don't know, how do you send, okay, I found a way to send it to Sean. Okay. So, I saw a post made by, hi, I found Ego. I saw a post made by Daddy Freeze, whereby in the picture was uh, Ogunlesi, right? The guy that used to own Gatwick. By the way, he sold that firm in January of this year. So, it was Bayo Ogunlesi, it was LP Saleh Onyema, and Dangote. So he said Dangote is providing the aeroplane fuel or the jet fuel for the planes that are taking Nigerians to Gatwick, owned by another Nigerian. And under that, I saw the likes of Obi Kubana saying that's the Nigerian spirit. So, as much as I like to appreciate the whole Nigerian spirit conversation, I also want us to highlight the issue of Igbo marginalization. So what that word simply means is unfair treatment, and that's why you have words like justice, equity, fairness. There is a picture that I have on my profile. If you go through my post, what that explains very well what it means to have equity, what it means to have justice, and what it means to be fair. Amongst the three words, the most important one is fairness, right? Because if you're fair, you understand that a child might not need as much food as an adult, but also a child might need to eat more often than an adult. So it is being fair considering the peculiarities with everyone. Now, Igbos are regarded as one of the major tribes of Nigeria. But then there is some things that happened prior to the Civil War and after the Civil War that makes Igbos feel like they are marginalized. And, okay, Sean, and the more these people are saying we are marginalized, instead of our brothers to say, okay, how do we make it right? How do we make you feel more Nigerian? Because whether we like it or not, the Igbos don't feel as Nigerian enough as an Hausa man would feel. They don't feel as Nigerian man enough as a Yoruba man will feel, or South will feel, because they believe that those people are benefiting from the system more than the Igbos. So let's have this conversation. So Sean came to my DM and was having conversation regarding what I said in the past about if Igbos are allowed to rule Nigeria. That is a tribalistic statement. And I've clarified many times that it doesn't mean it's a tribalistic statement. We've tried other tribes. And he made mention of Agi Ironsi. Agi Ironsi ruled Nigeria for 6 months. Months under the military rule, not years. Now, Obasanjo is a Yoruba man. He's ruled Nigeria for nothing less than 16 years, right? If I'm not mistaken, because I don't know if military rule was 8 years, bear with me. Then you have Babangida. Oh, no, Babangida is an Hausa man. Who else? So you have Tinubu now, anyway. So it's not like the Igbos have had a fair share of that. Now, Good Luck was from South. So South have been represented, the Hausas have been represented, even the Fulanis have been represented by Buhari and the rest. In fact, if you go through the history, you will not even see Hausa self. You will see more Fulani, but an Hausa man has ruled Nigeria anyway during the military. So that said, 4 and 8 years of OBJ, making it 12, right? So the Yorubas have enjoyed Nigeria. In fact, if you talk about who enjoys Nigeria more than anybody else, is the Yorubas, because Lagos is a Yoruba land, or is in Yoruba land. And then you've got the most, in fact, I wouldn't say they are I would say they are the ones enjoying Nigeria, yes, because they are practicing two different religions. The Yorubas are practicing Islam and they're practicing Christianity, so they are very well suited to everybody, right? And they have that advantage of having Lagos, which is a coastal town and the commercial hub of not just Nigeria, but Africa. Now, that said, the Igbos have one problem. The Igbos like to immigrate. They like immigration. They don't like to stay home. Once somebody is 18, he will leave his papa, he don't go. He leave his papa, go. The Oga, as he Oga they settle up, he go leave the shop where Oga give him, go again. So let's say you carry an Igbo man from village, come city, come on nature. As he they settle him, he go leave on nature, go Oka. If another person leave Oka, if you get another person settle him for Oka, the person go leave Oka, go Zamfara. That is Igbo people for you. They don't like to be competition to their elders or the people that fed them. So they will go far. Saying let's try the Igbos is not just a tribalistic statement, it's a fascist statement. No one should ever say that statement. No, it is not a fascist statement, and I will explain better. Now, I've given this analogy before. If you come to the UK, you have different nations. They understand that they are nations. They have different flags. In fact, they play football differently. So there is no question. In fact, they have their own money. They have their own language. So they understand that the UK is made up of 4 countries. Now in that country, right, they understand who is the smartest. They know that if you put a Welshman, a Scottishman, a Northern Irishman, and an Englishman must, is somewhat more intelligent, right? They allowed, the Scottish have never been won in any war. They allowed the English to rule. On a platter, they say, yo, take rulership. Do you understand? Now, ever since then, the English have been making so many advancements in a lot of things during the revolutions and what have you, the industrial revolutions, right? The Scottish also made, if you're that, but at the end of the day, these people have been running this thing centrally. Do you understand? Centrally, talk about protection centrally, but then there are some things that are peculiar to Wales, that are peculiar to Scotland. They even have their own NHS and all of that. So you have to understand it from that aspect. So if I say give Igbos a chance, right? Because we know that study has shown that these are the most intelligent tribe in the whole of Africa, followed by the Yoruba. So it's not like I'm saying Igbos are better than everybody. The research shows that Igbos are number 1. Now, because they are flourishing and progressive, allow these people to run this country. You said no. Or allow them to go. You said no. Then, at the end of the day, you are not putting your best foot forward. Do you understand? That is affecting the growth of even those people, because they want to move forward, but they can't, because there are a lot of things that are policy driven. So, Igbos like to dominate other cultures. Even Ahmadu Bello said it. That's the foundation of the problem we have in Nigeria. That thing that you see Ahmadu Bello said is the foundation of the hatred, because Ahmadu Bello is somebody who is well respected in Nigeria back then. So for him to say that they prefer to give an expatriate a job rather than to give it to an Igbo man, everybody started copying it. It's like when they say kill an NBC man before you kill a serpent if he enters your room. Those things people will just copy and paste. They won't understand what's the reason, was it personal vendetta or whatever. So people took that word and run with it. Till today, Igbo man is not dominating anything. There is no place an Igbo man will come and say, I want to be the chief of this town. No, it's never done. An Igbo man knows where he comes from. He makes his commands and whatever and go back to his village. And you see that evidently every time, every December, you will see Lagos everywhere is scanty because Igbos have gone back to the east. Some things should never be said. Every election should be about the best candidate, although there might be allegiances, but it should never come out of anyone's mouth. Funny enough, Nigeria uses tribalism a whole lot, than any other country in the world. And that said, you find out that people that use that was actually people from other tribes. Peter Obi said, don't vote me because I'm Igbo, don't vote me because I'm a Christian. In Lagos, they said the Igbos are the ones voting GRV. They said GRV is not Igbo enough. All these things are targeted against an Igbo. MC Olomo also said that if you're Igbo, you are not allowed to vote here. The same thing happened in Port Harcourt. Wike said this against Igbos. So Igbos are not in any way as bad as people paint them. In fact, the opposite is the case. The Igbos are the ones who are more Nigerian. They are the ones who will go to, anywhere you go to Nigeria, you see an Igbo man. Not just there doing business. They are building houses. They are developing the place. You cannot. In fact, somebody has challenged, I think it was Bitcoin Chief, that challenged anybody that is going to give, I think it was $10,000 or so, to anybody that will find a land being owned by an average Yoruba Hausa. I go down to the east all the time. The guy that sold my clothes is a Yoruba guy. You can never see any Yoruba guy buy any property in the east. Never. Never done. Because at the end of the day, they've intentionally made east, right, to be unattractive. Do you understand? There is no important, significant government structure in the east. We don't even have seaport. We don't have airport. We don't have nothing. Basically, even the Enugu airport that is closed, that was closed for months and years by Buhari, when it got opened, if you go there, go to Enugu now. If you're from the door to where you will go to, what do you call it again? Gate. From you will see so many different checkpoints. Everybody is just like a foot away from each other because the building is so small, the runway is so small. It's only one airline that lands in Enugu and very limited capacity. And that is Ethiopian Airways. No other airline comes to that place. And maybe you will see people like Epis. What's your yardstick of intelligence? The entire Igbo landmass is not up to Kwara State or even Niger State. Agreed. Geographically speaking, we are disadvantaged. Now, originally, what they used to refer to the eastern side or the eastern region. If you look at Nigeria, if you look at the map of Nigeria, the conference, right? You will see the conference divided Nigeria into 3 parts. West, East and North. If you look at the conference of Nigeria, that river, whatever, that divide Nigeria like this into 3 parts. But because of the Biafran War, a lot of people from the South, this, you know, they renounced their Igbo-ness. They changed their name. I mean, you saw Stella Damascus say that his name was Ojukwu before, but because of the war, they accept the war. And in fact, they even fought they seized some lands that belong to the Igbos, and that's why till today, Igbo people will hate Igbos in Port Harcourt. Even the Asaba massacre even made Delta State. Some Deltans will tell you that they are not Igbo. It's purely because of the wickedness that was shown to them because they thought they associated with flash learners, top 12 most educated tribe in Nigeria. Oh, when it comes to education, Igbos are not educated to the point of Yorubas because Awolowo gave them free education. Yorubas are the most intelligent and educated. Of course, I've said that. Saying Igbos are the most intelligent make me understand that you are ethnic bias. No, I'm not ethnic bias. I'm telling you that a research was done by UN, posted by Dele Momodu. It was Dele Momodu. If you go to Dele Momodu's page, you will see it. Posted by him, he said the research done by UN found Igbos to be the, in fact, I think I posted it also recently, but I've taken it down. This research has been done by one African guy, random like that. He mentioned all the tribes in Africa, right? And out of all the tribes, Igbos were the regarded as the best tribes, and then followed by Yoruba. I'm trying to accept people. Why is it not working? Right. It's not working. I don't know what's going on. You are funny. All this information are not authentic. A fellow Yoruba man will, like you wrote, is stop all this old talk. Do not say stuff like this. Anthony. Fellow Igbo man wrote what he's quoting. So, guys, I'm not trying to start a tribal war. Please,
that's basically then what is the point? So
no,
if we are,
Anthony, hold on, please. Anthony, hold on. This conversation started from me and Sean in DM. He said on ring light, I'm going to come. Now I've on ring light. He's here. I told him to come up. I don't know why he's not sending an invitation. But you and Rita sent invitation, and I'm trying to accept Rita as well. I don't know why it's not working. So, Anthony, do you have anything to add or counter?
My point is, what is the point of discussing who is better than who when you know that will stir up the more division that we already have in the country again?
It's not.
Hold on. If Nigeria becomes a good nation, doesn't it affect every tribe?
It will.
Then why are we entertaining conversations like this that I said, oh, this person is better than this person? Does it matter?
No, listen. I said Igbos are more Nigerian. It's not in any way to say that we are better than the other tribe. I'm saying more Nigerian in terms of going to places, developing places, and the former
But
governor of
again,
Enugu State,
it is a divisive conversation. Rita,
Yes, bro.
you
Hi,
you
Ben.
know.
Back to
Let,
you.
let me
Hi,
let,
Anthony.
let
Hi
me
Rita, hi
let
Nelson
me
at the background. Yeah.
Rita. You listen. I want to use you as an example.
Yes.
If I come on live and say, "Who on this live do you know? Do you know who Adora is?"
Yes. Yes.
If I come on this live and say, "Adora is more of a woman than Rita,"
Mm.
it's a backhanded conversation. Rita? Sorry, excuse. I'm giving an example,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm like, what kind of conversation is that? If I'm trying to make, but Adora is more of a woman than. It's a divisive conversation.
Mm.
It's
There's no way you can have it
bullshit
without it
analogy
being.
says Igbo developed Lagos and Ibadan.
I
All
get
right,
you.
so
But
the
Nelson
same
is
governor,
here.
I'm
He
responding to
was
Sean.
listening to
Sean,
you guys, so he wanted to chip in.
I think I agree with Anthony. I agree with Anthony.
For once, we agree.
No, not for once. Sometimes we do agree. Yeah, because what it is you're innocently just talking about it, but some people that would listen to it would say it differently. And if
okay,
they come after you and say,
Nelson, the thing is, somebody came to my inbox. Sean, you know Sean, all of you know Sean. So Sean, me and Sean have been going back and forth on the DM, right? And then he said to me, open ring light and I'm going to come up. Now come. He's not sending requests. And you guys are getting angry. I understand. Normally I wouldn't do this. But sometimes we need to sit down and tell ourselves the truth. Do you understand?
No, I don't
your
understand.
truth,
Let's
your
tell
truth,
ourselves the
your
truth.
truth, your
Because
your
he,
truth might
his
be
argument,
biased.
no, it's not biased. Hold on.
Sean,
He said, yeah, that
if you're
Igbos,
not going to come in,
hold
they will
on.
remove you from his life.
Who?
I said, Sean, I'm dragging Sean. Say if he's not going to come in, we're going to, hey, he has to join.
He's joined, right? So Sean made a statement. He said that
Make sure you
Igbos
tell
are
the
not
truth, though.
marginalized.
Okay?
Yeah,
No, no, no,
that
no,
we are
no, no,
all
no, no,
cry
no,
babies.
no, 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 no,
What
Odera, you ain't gonna do that.
did you say,
No,
Sean?
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, you ain't
And
gonna do
Sean,
that,
tell us
Odera.
what you said. What
I
did
will
you say,
tell
Sean?
you what I said, and you know me, I got every receipt, and I will post it. Okay? So here was the thing. There was the time that Airpeace gained, I think they gained like a runway in Gatwick or something like that. Funny enough, I didn't know about it because I hardly follow Nigerian news except when I'm online with you guys and I hear what you guys are saying. I used to get it through Daddy Freeze before. So X said to me like, "Oh, do you know that you can travel from what's it called, from Nigeria to what's it called, to London?" He sent me the journal and I read. I was like, "Oh, this is good news." Blah blah blah. And I was even saying to X back then because I don't want it to sound like a broken record. I'm a project manager. I kind of like look at the bigger picture. I'm like, yo, I hope this airline becomes the best in Africa. They need to like expand. But outside, we were just like, I was in gym that day. We were just talking online and everything. I went, and this is the moment I stopped being Nigeria. Okay, like I know Rita was trying to convince me, and I honestly I applaud your efforts. It's very noble, but sometimes in war you have to understand that it's either you are killed or you need to kill or you'll be killed. So I went online and I just saw Odera posted the same post that X sent me, and then on the capture of it, he said, "Oh, the day Igbo becomes the ruler of this country is when Nigeria will be better." That is a very, very tribalistic conversation to make. You
Yes,
said
it
it.
is.
Odera, please.
Okay,
I don't
and
like.
I
X
explained to
actually saw the
you the
post. I
reason why
screenshot
I
and
said
sent
it.
to him.
I said to you, you called me out on a live, on a different live. You told me I'm tribalistic.
Yeah, because it was
And I said
it
to
was
you,
after I saw that post I saw you on
the
Everest, and I
statement
called you
is
out.
purely because other tribes have been represented in the number one. You gave me the same example you gave me in the DM again today. You said Agi Ironsi. I've pointed out to you that Agi Ironsi was a military ruler for 6 months before he was killed by dragging on the road. Do you
Yeah,
So,
understand?
hold on,
So,
was a
hold
military
on.
ruler. So what
and
happened? So
Igbo
was
man has
Gaddafi.
not
Gaddafi was killed by dragging on the
held
road.
the
What's the
number
point
one.
you're
Hold
trying to
on.
make?
An Igbo man has not held the number one
So
position, whether
what's
you
the
like it
point
or
you are
not.
trying to make, brother? Gaddafi
So
was
the
killed
point
by
I
his
was
own
trying to
people
make is
dragging
that
on the
I was
road. So
establishing
it's
to
not
you.
peculiar to Igbo what you're trying to say. Let's be honest.
Hold on, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you. Let me hold on. Let me ask you. Oh, Dara,
Sorry, Anthony. Just one question, Odera.
Yeah.
If there are mad people everywhere, so if a madman that is Igbo becomes the president of Nigeria, so Nigeria will be better.
Oh, of course, that's not what I'm saying now.
Okay, so
Now,
but
let me explain
what
something to you. Nelson, let me explain
yeah.
something to you. Hold on. Hold fire for 1 second. We Igbos during the election was when Ekoremadu was arrested, right? At least every Igbo man was happy that he was arrested. Yes or no?
I don't know who
I,
Ekoremadu is,
I
but
don't
I
know
but
what
wouldn't know
you're
that.
talking
I wouldn't
about.
know that.
so
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You don't know Ekoremadu that was held in the UK, right? For trying to
Yeah,
get
Oh,
organ
yes,
for the
yes, you're
daughter.
trying to bribe
yeah,
the woman.
yeah.
But
Thank
she was
you.
arrested in the UK. So that's why you were
Nobody,
happy
no,
because Nigerian
nobody
police
cared he
arrested
was
her.
Igbo. Nobody cared he was Igbo, right? And at
No,
the end of the
but
day,
you were
we are all
happy
supporting
because it was in the
P2B. Hold
UK,
on
not
now,
Nigeria.
hold on. We are all
I don't
supporting.
like when you are talking in parables. You are not Jesus, please. You were happy if she
No,
was
I am not
arrested
talking in
in the
parables. He
UK,
asked me a
not in
direct question.
Nigeria. End
Is
of
it any
conversation.
mad? Is it? Sorry, I'm responding to the question. He said, "Is it any madman as far as it's Igbo?" I said, "No, because we Igbos we don't do tribal, not tribal. We don't just follow people because they are Igbo. We choose the best amongst us, and that's why if you come to the Igbo state now, almost all the Igbo states are being ruled by people who are learned. Anambra is a professor. Enugu, Dr. Peter Mba, Alex Soti, well learned, Dr. Wifu, of other states. So you will see
Odera,
that
And what
we are
Odera,
not going by just any leader.
Odera,
We want
Odera.
the best
Can I say
amongst us
something?
to lead.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
After all these things you mentioned, Southeast is the most unsafe place in Nigeria. After
Yes,
all these
but
things you
because
mentioned,
because
so
because hold on, it started from the north and it started expanding. It started from one place
Rita,
where
Rita,
Goodluck was
I want
there,
to
I
say something.
agree.
and it was
Rita,
expanding.
Rita, is your husband there?
He's
It
here,
was not
but I
person
agree.
that was
Yeah,
talking.
I'm
Go
here.
ahead.
I want to ask you a question, my brother.
Yeah.
Which state are you from in Nigeria?
Edo.
Edo State.
Has there
Benin.
ever been have there ever been a Nigerian president from Edo State?
No.
Exactly.
So now, have there ever been an Igbo man as a Nigerian president?
yes,
Nnamdi.
So why the fuck are we complaining?
thank you.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, the person that goes on top of her because is he from Ghana or from Gambia or is he from
Exactly.
Nigeria?
He's, he's Nigerian. That's what
What is the
matters.
problem with you Igbo people?
I don't know.
Wait, Anthony, that doesn't make sense. We have three major tribes in Nigeria, and by major, what that means is the numbers,
Hey,
right?
So
hey, hey,
we
hey,
have
hey,
three
hey,
major
hey,
times.
hey,
So
hey,
Edo
hey.
State
Do
doesn't
we?
matter.
Yes or
If you
no?
are
Let's start
Nigerian,
from there. Do we
Guy,
have three major tribes in Nigeria or not?
you see where you're going. That's the
No,
problem.
no.
Now,
It's like hold on. It's like going to say
if you
somebody
we,
from AP. Have you had any
no,
president?
no,
And he
no,
said
no, no,
no.
hold on,
And
hold
then
on,
he said
hold
what
on,
the fuck? No, it
hold
doesn't
on,
make sense
hold
because
on.
by what you
When you
just
say
said.
major,
No,
hold on.
hold
Odera,
on, hold
Yeah,
on,
I
hold
go
on.
drop down. X want to come up. I go drop down.
when
When Anthony
you
No,
say
say
no,
major,
Sean,
major
you
tribe,
cannot start a fire and run away.
no,
You
I'm not
have
gonna
to
be there.
stand.
Listen, when
Please
Anthony
bring
say
No,
S.
major,
no.
Please bring
If
S.
you bring
hold on,
X,
X
listen. When
me
is
and
Anthony
X
a,
say
have had a call, and I explained this to X. Okay, he's gone. Look, he's gone. Now,
Odera.
Anthony,
Here's
Anthony,
what.
I'm
Listen.
going to bring X, but I want to address you first. Yeah. So at
Okay.
least, now me and you need to understand one thing. There are three
Okay.
major tribes. So we are taught in school. I went to school in Nigeria, not Ghana. So in Nigeria, you have the Hausas, not Fulani. You have the Hausa, you have the Yoruba, and you have the Igbos. That are the major. Major. When they say major, it means population. It
Okay.
means the people that have the maximum,
Okay.
like the more
That's
numbers.
it.
So when you say Igbos
Bring.
have
That's
been
hold on.
represented,
Let me say.
hold
Let me.
on,
Let,
no,
let me.
hold
Let me
on,
say something.
Odera,
Let me say.
hold on.
Let me say something. Let me.
update your history. Remember, they now have about five
Please
or
bring
six
X. Please bring X.
political zones. So that's
How
in
many
the initial one that you just
political
mentioned.
zones? Sorry, Nelson. How
About five or
many?
six
Six.
Let
political
me.
zones.
Six.
Six,
Six. Go
yeah?
ahead.
So now that major thing that you just mentioned has been thrown out of the window. Has been thrown out of the
Hold
No,
on.
no,
Hold
window
on.
no,
Hold
no,
on.
no, no,
a
no,
long
You
no,
can.
no,
time
no,
You.
ago.
no, no. When was the last census done? Which population is this? Listen, you
No,
guys are
no, no, no,
just
no, no. I'm
mixing things.
telling you how
Hold
they've
on.
divided. When you the time you're talking about when there was Midwest, there was Southern region,
Listen,
Northern region,
I
and
have
this
a second
Western
phone.
region.
Hold on. Let's Google it. Three major tribes
X
of
will
Nigeria.
suspend our differences for 60 days.
60 days care.
Listen,
No, you don't.
this is Google.
Yes.
Yeah, there are three major ethnic groups in Nigeria: Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. Please, guys, I am educated, right? I don't want to be
Who
sounding
put that
like an
on
idiot.
Google? Who put that on Google?
Odera.
No, 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 no. This is NCBM
So,
Keneko.gov.
so,
So
so,
it's a
so, so,
government.
so, so
NCBN
Wait, wait, wait,
hold
wait,
on.
wait.
Let me,
Kenekon.gov should go and
It's a Nigerian
please.
government article.
Everybody, calm down.
No way.
Calm down.
There is
Everybody,
no
calm
X,
way that
down.
can be correct.
X,
let's hear
Everybody,
X,
X.
calm
Let's
down.
hear
X.
X.
Please, you are a well-learned guy. I want to ask you a simple question. How many major tribes do we have in Nigeria?
We have 3 major tribes. Yes.
Name them.
Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo.
How many Igbo presidents have we got?
If you're saying democratic president, I'm not sure if we've had any. The only
Thank
person I
you.
can think of, I don't think it was democratically elected.
It was military. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
Now,
that being
what
said,
Anthony did here was Anthony went and asked a Bini man if they've had a representation in the number 1 seat, and the guy said no. And he wants to make that equation to one of the major tribes that even fought a civil war. That is on any pedestrian wrong. Nigeria is about 260 ethnic group. It is almost impossible for this whole ethnicity to be represented in the number 1 seat, which is why we have what we call
and you
a
wonder what
Senate.
your
Now,
problem in
in our
Nigeria is.
geopolitical zones that you mentioned, Nelson,
All of
we have
us get.
Anthony, please. Anthony, please. You went to school in Ghana. Let me explain things to you. In Nigeria, we have six. Now, Ghana boy. I don't know why you come here. We have 6 geopolitical zones. In the 6 geopolitical zones, only Southeast have 5 states. Go and check it. So Igbos are underrepresented in the House of Assembly because you have to have 3 senatorial zones in the Senate. So for Igbos, we have 5 times 3. Do you understand?
So since
While other geopolitical zones have 6.
I understand you.
So since geopolitical zone, should I tell you this? Do you know that the Bender State as it then was, the landmass of Bender State is bigger than the whole of Igbo land. Bender State alone.
Yes, you might be correct. You might be correct when you are talking about the empire.
Yeah,
yes, you might be talking about when. Hold on, Nelson.
Yes.
When you are talking about the empires,
yes.
you are talking about empires. But remember, how empires work is conquer and rule.
Yes.
You are not the people. You are not the indigenous people. The indigenous people can still be Igbo. The indigenous people can still be Yoruba. You are just conquering them.
Adora, can I ask a question?
Okay, Anthony, hold on.
Okay.
Not Adora. My name is Odera. Igbo man.
Adora. Your name is
Adora. Guys,
okay, guys.
Say something.
At some point, we have to cut this shit out. Okay.
Thank you.
At some point, we have to cut it out. So here's the thing, right? I've heard a lot of Igbos talk about them being marginalized. Okay. And being a non-Igbo person, I've tried to understand where the sentiment comes from. All right. The only thing that has been pointed out to me is the history of Nigeria. Now, who becomes president to me is of no consequence, because at the end of the day, with all the antecedents that I've noticed growing up, not one president has been better than the latter. Okay.
Absolutely.
So it's like for everyone we elect, right, it becomes worse than the previous one. So if I look at that antecedent, if you put an Igbo man there, he's more than likely going to be worse than the last one. So I think the idea of a messiah coming from a particular tribe, by now from history, we should discount that already. That's number one. Now, number two.
Clap for yourself.
Now, number two, right? If we are looking at the whole idea of major tribes and minority tribes, the issue is you cannot use that as a yardstick. I'll tell you why. Because whether we like it or not, the people that are the minority, they can also make a case for the fact that they need representation. Okay? So now, are we now going to say those minorities now do not count to representation at the top seat in the land? Obviously, no. Now, when what's his name? Goodluck Jonathan became president. We know he's from a minority tribe, right? And he represented for everybody. We're all cool with it. So I don't see it as it has to come from a major tribe. I just want someone that merits the position. You get it?
Someone that is competent.
Be it Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Efik, Nupe, it doesn't matter. Now the thing there is this: I think we've been so much invested in our I'll call it selfishness, in the sense that We have this ideology that we have to have somebody there that we can say is our own, that is in office. You get it? Now look at it from this angle. If you look at the historical context, why has there not been no Igbo president? Other than the fact that there was a civil war. I cannot tell myself why. But if I look at the mathematics of it, because I was telling John this the other day, right? It is mathematically impossible for Igbo candidates to be president in Nigeria with only Igbo votes. It's mathematically impossible. You get it? So if you are going to clamor for an Igbo president, you need allies more than you need enemies. So now, if you continue in this trajectory, it is more than guaranteed that you will never have an Igbo president, right? So the clamoring in this fashion does not help. This is the way I look at it. We have the Hausas, we have the Igbos, we have the Yorubas. If we start playing politics right, okay, and we start putting people that merit the position, then we start voting based on merit rather than based on party lines and based on tribalistic sentiments. You get it? So to me, I feel like we should cut this shit out.
Hold
Now,
on, let me
No, no,
ask you a
no. Hold
question.
on, hold on, hold on. Please,
nobody
hold
said.
on. I love X personally. I've called him.
Come
We've
on, you
talked
know
on
the like
call
now,
and
not the
we've
love
spoken
and more,
about
no
this.
homo.
Hold on, Anthony, hold on, because your ocean of thought, I know they understand you at all. So X, thank you for your submission. And this is it,
Mm-hmm.
right? The reference I was trying to make in Igbos, happy that Ekweremadu, who is the longest serving senator, who ordinarily, had it not been the issue he had with the UK government, could have been the Senate president. But the reason why we are happy, losing that seat, but still happy, is that what has this guy got to show for it for the number of years he spent there? Igbos, in fact, he took somebody like Homosexy, Omotolaja, to say that Igbos are the most destabilized, the tribalistic people you ever meet. But people don't get this. It took so many people to come and keep saying. In fact, the former governor of Enugu State, Dr. Kwesireze, have said on Arise, and people blow him out of context, that Igbos created so many places, including Lagos, Kano, and the rest. People took him out of context. He came back again to explain that if there are 10 markets in Lagos, most of them are slums. Somebody built it from slum, just like the landmark beach. Do you understand? Now, the point I am making is this. Since you've seen that these guys are progressive, I'm now removing myself. I'm speaking as a third person. Say, for example, I'm a consultant. I will speak to Nigeria and I will say, since you know these guys have that economic might, they are the progressive. Why not allow them to champion the cause of your nation?
What makes you believe because one
X,
celebrity said they are the most detribalized
I
tribe?
am I am telling you
X,
for a
What?
X,
fact.
Okay,
Yeah,
X.
hold
He
on.
just
I
what are
am
you
X.
telling
holding
He
you
on
for
just
a
to?
fact.
hold on.
Yeah,
Let me say.
What?
Let me
that
say something. Let me say
P2B,
something.
listen, that P2B is somebody that like got the
Oh my God, Peter.
98% vote.
Okay,
Even though, hold on, I'm coming. Even though that the whole Southeast is more PDP than anything, Labour Party have no influence. APGA has even some hold, but P2B got that vote because people knew he was good. People that are in the East
People
are not
did not
wired
vote
about
for him
where
because
are
he
you
was.
from.
No, hold on. People did not vote for him. People did not aggravate to him because he was Igbo. People aggravated to him because he was good.
let,
Including the
let me
Igbos.
listen,
Igbos
listen,
don't
listen,
vote
Okay,
listen,
because
listen,
guys,
listen,
somebody
listen.
one
is
more
Hold
thing,
from
on.
guys.
there.
One
Let me
more
say
thing.
No,
something.
Let
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 me
me
him
say.
tell you
get done.
something.
Let me
Personally
say.
speaking,
Hold on.
yeah.
Hold
Hold
on.
on.
Let me say something.
I will allow you to talk,
Listen,
Anthony.
guys,
I've
listen,
personally said,
listen.
yeah, that my best president
Odera,
is
there's one
Yaradua.
point you're missing.
Listening, hold on 1 second.
Wait,
Please,
no, 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 no.
everybody will get their time.
There's
I've
one
personally
point you're
said that
missing. Listen.
my best president is Yaradua. Do you know why? Yaradua came into government with 7 clear points agenda, and he was working towards it with clear focus. Now,
Odera.
Yaradua wanted to
Hold
dredge
on.
River Niger. As I'm talking to
There's
you,
a
I
point
really
you're
do you know
don't
that?
missing,
give a shit
Odera.
about this.
Please, I'm
Listen.
hearing a lot of feedback. I'm hearing a lot of noise. Please. In River Niger now, there is port. This is one of the conversations I had with Sean when I was explaining to him what marginalization means. There is port built, but unless the federal government put customs there, put people there, make that a licensed seaport and dredge River Niger, there is no ship going to come into Onitsha. Imo State have built, hold
hold
on,
on.
Imo State have made a proposal to the president to build also a port that there is a water that comes to Imo State. That hasn't been approved. I don't know if that is going on. Now, at the end of the day, Southeast was only but a dot in a circle, according to Buhari. Southeast doesn't have any infrastructure. As I'm talking to you, Southeast does not have a railway. The whole geopolitical zones of Nigeria have a railway built by a same an Igbo man, Rotimi Amechi, but of course doing what his boss wants. Now, Southeast does not have a seaport. In fact, Southeast have the highest number of what do you call it, containers from Lagos. The highest number goes from Lagos to the east. Yet we don't have a seaport. Now, if you talk about marginalization, Southeast students have the highest cutoff in Nigeria in getting into university. Go and check it. But check everything I'm telling you. FATEC have the lowest quota in terms of people going into the military, the police, in any parastatals. You know, so at the end of the day, it has an effect that we've not had a representation in the central, because that things you ordinarily get. Just like you have a lot of Yorubas in the government because a Yoruba man is the president. So with this point, if somebody says, or if people are saying we are marginalized, don't rubbish it. Don't say you guys should stop doing victimization. If it's other people that they will do you well, that is not how to treat matters.
Igbo man, I don't feel marginalized.
Guys. If that's the case, Odera, right? Remember I told you, I've asked about this whole marginalization stuff. Now, if that's the case, do you honestly think this trajectory for which you are clamoring is the best way to be demarginalized?
Now, the explanation I gave you privately, and I'm going to say it here. If somebody come to you, X, or Anthony, or Nelson, or Rita, and somebody say, you don't like me, you are treating me bad, what should you do? Should you say, get out of here, who are you, why do you think or should you say, oh, come, give me a hug, I actually love you? Okay. It's the attitude. That's why in the Senate now, hold on, I'm asking your question. That's why in the Senate now, the 3 hours, hold on now, if you just keep doing this, I'll hold on my point. Hold on. That's why in the Senate now,
you cannot stand up and talk the whole time. I have not said anything. Let me say something.
I want to say something now, because I'm referring to station. That's why in the Senate now, they have the 3 hours. The restoration, rehabilitation, and there's another hour as well. These are the 3 hours that was promised to Biafra after the Civil War. No victor, no vanquish that was declared. Since then, they've not done it. Nothing was rebuilt. They started from 20 pounds. So that has to be done to integrate people back.
Please, wait, let me say something. Let me say something.
Hold on, wait. When you say day, right? The problem here is this. When you use the word day, taking into account everything you have said, any rational thinking person will say they means non-Igbos. But the issue there is the day you are referring to includes Igbos. Because
somebody fought a war against Biafrans. That's the day.
My brother, hold on.
We're talking about Biafra versus the Nigerian state.
Hold on. Let me say something. Let me say something.
Anthony, hold on. I need to clarify this thing, because when you keep saying day, those are the... See, words have meaning. When you express yourself in this manner...
Listen, let me clarify. Gowon was the president of Nigeria. Go on.
So the thing there is this. We understand the Civil War. Okay? When you keep saying day, the thing there is you have to be very objective. You are talking about the Nigerian state versus the Igbos during the Civil War. Okay?
The Igbos had a rebellion and they lost woefully.
Hold on. That's what I want to tell him. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, if I was Ojukwu, what Ojukwu did to me, right, he showed his own selfishness and did not care about his own people.
That is true.
Because at the end of the day, if you're going to put your people through that rigor and they lose their lives, they suffer and they are starving, all for your ambition, because you cannot answer to somebody who you feel you outrank after a coup has been taking place and all their generals have been killed, right? Please tell me, isn't that selfishness?
Now, let me answer your question.
Hold on.
Anthony, please, I need... See, after talking, I will give Anthony his space. Please, let me respond to Nelson. Yeah?
To be very honest.
Hold on. Every Igbo... See, when it comes to this topic, Igbos are divided. Some people will support Ojukwu. Some people say the Ojukwu shouldn't have gone to war. Now, this is the fact. Ojukwu had an interview, and he said he wasn't prepared to war. And Igbos weren't prepared. That's the honest truth. He said on Aburi we stand. Where is Aburi? Aburi is in Ghana. What happened in Aburi in Ghana? Him and Ojukwu went to settle their differences, and they agreed and signed an accord. Came back, Gowon went 180 on that agreement, and then went to war. That was simply what happened. Okay, now, so after the war, Ojukwu went to exile. Hold on. Ojukwu went to exile to Africa Coast, right? Now, every leader can declare war. It doesn't matter the whole people have to be supportive of the war. Ukraine,
somebody that was a comedian became president, went to war. And what do you call it? In Gaza, people get to war, people are dying. So one person's mistake can affect anybody.
That's not the same
No,
thing.
no, hold on. Hold on. I'm addressing Ojukwu. Listen, I'm addressing Ojukwu taking Biafra to war. That is purely because he was the governor. That was because he was the effect governor.
No problem. Give us the candidate.
Hold on.
Anthony, stop this. You're only causing noise. Be civilized, please. You're only making noise.
Now,
next election. Give us a candidate who vote for him next election. Let everybody rest.
No. X don't say that. X don't say that. They'll make me vote for Tinubu to support him. X, hold on.
It's becoming tiring.
X, hold on. Ojukwu held a rebellion. What he did was unlawful. If you are going to hold a rebellion, you better fucking win. And he lost. So let Igbo people stop mentioning Biafra.
Do you understand that the whole world starved? Do you understand? Do you know what is Kwashiorkor?
It doesn't matter in war.
But he lost. Did he lose? Yes or no?
He didn't lose. Listen, they declared no vanquished. What do you call it? No victor, no vanquished. Do you understand? So there was no winner declared. At the end of the day, they wanted to bring Biafrans back into Nigeria as one state. And they achieved that. It took the intervention of the whole Western world, including Russia, supported Nigeria against Biafrans. They even offered oil. And the only thing they could have done was to starve them to death, just like what is happening in Gaza, and all of us are criticizing it.
What is wrong with starving them exactly?
I know you've said this before, Anthony. Please, respectfully, please.
What do you mean?
Respect people who are starved to death. I'm not supporting what is happening in Gaza. I'm not supporting anybody dying because of hunger, whether it is war or not. There are rules of engagement. Do you know that the US is turning their back on Israel for that as well?
Hold on. Cool. No, they're not doing anything. Hold on.
They are. America is turning against Israel right now.
Let me land. First of all, before the rules of engagement was created, this was before the whole civil war happened, right? You formed a fucking rebellion against your own country. That country has every right to now. If Biafra,
country you purposely got under,
hold on. Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on.
And so what means there must be a democratic process. The USSR is divided, right?
What was the game?
I've been waiting to come in. Yeah, please let me say something, please.
Go ahead.
Now, we have moved to the civil war. We have moved to amalgamation. Let's go back to how it was before the advent of Nigeria.
Thank you.
Now, the Igbos, as a people, were they united before Nigeria came to be?
I think the whole Nigeria was united. They were living peaceful neighbors.
No.
Igbos are never united now.
Igbos were not united. Igbos had their various clans.
No, we're not united.
It was Nigeria that brought Igbos together. If you don't know that, know it today.
Hold on. My brother, even now, Igbos are not.
Anthony, let him finish, I beg.
Listen.
So now, Nigeria brought Igbos together. We became one country. We did not want it. We in the South, we had an empire. We did not want it. But the British forcefully brought all of us together. What were we meant to do? Is to begin to build ourselves again. Some of us started, everyone started, and then something happened. A coup came about. And then it seemed as though that those in the East plotted to destroy those in the North, from the North. But the truth was, it was just what it was. I don't think they actually plotted to destroy those from the North. And then there was reprisal. They killed those from the East. And then there was fracas. And then they went to Aburi, had a meeting. They agreed. When they came back to Nigeria, Gowon realized that what he agreed to wasn't the best fate for Nigeria. He renegated. He took it back. Taking it back, Ojukwu didn't want to have it because Ojukwu felt there was an agreement, which is Aburi, when he kept on saying Aburi will stand. Then what happened? The civil war broke out. Unfortunately, may their souls rest in peace, lots of people lost their lives, both in the Nigerian side and in the Biafran side. And those in the Biafran side suffered more. And then they lost the war. When they lost the war, Nigeria declared one Nigeria, no victor, no vanquish. That was that. We then said, okay, let's forge ahead. Unfortunately, some Igbos had lost their properties elsewhere and things like that. But when they came back into Nigeria, what was given to them wasn't good enough. But because they are strong people, because they're strong people, they started to strive again and they began to do well again. But again, some people are agitating for them to leave the same country that we've been building together. If Nigeria stands as one and unite together and begin to build Nigeria, I am telling you this, Nigeria will be the best country in this world.
But that's a if, right?
Let me say something. Let me say
That's an
something.
if.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Again,
Anthony, I'm
Hold
going
on.
to
I'm
give you
sorry.
time. You see the way we
I'm
get
sorry.
everybody time.
I'm sorry.
I give Nelson time. Anthony,
let me
I'm
just
going
land.
to give
Let
you
me just
time.
land,
Hold on.
please.
I have not been able to give a full point on what I'm trying to say here.
Okay, let
You
me
guys
just
keep
land,
interrupting
please.
me.
So again, this sort of talk of this person is better than that person, that tribe is better than that tribe, would not take us anywhere, because there are loads of good people everywhere and there are bad people everywhere as well. What we need to be doing is, wherever the person comes from, it doesn't matter if the person is Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Benin, Shekiri, or Efik. If the person
Fulani.
is good, let's put the person there, which brings me back to the first question I asked you when you said if Igbo rules, Nigeria will be better. What if it's a madman from the Igbo or from the East? So now let's not take it to tribe. Let's take it to individuals. Who are the good persons that we should propagate to rule Nigeria, that will make Nigeria great?
Nelson,
I
thank you.
submit.
Please, I want you to listen to me the same way I listen to you. I have a friend, he's from the north. He posted something on WhatsApp, no, actually on Instagram, when P2B went to the north and I think he was giving away boreholes or projects and stuff. He said to me that if he had his way to talk to P2B, he would have told him not to be wasting his money. That an average Hausa man can never vote an Igbo. Never. That's what he said. I said to him, don't say that. He's building a legacy for himself. It's not about politics. Now, again, I've explained my statement and I'm going to explain it for the opt-in time. We have given Yorubas a chance. We've given Hausa a chance. We've given Fulani a chance, howbeit whether under PDP or APC or military or whatever. It is time to give Igbos a chance. They are progressive. From 20 pounds, they've built what they have today. Do you understand? Igbos have the majority of millionaires compared to any other tribe in Africa, not even Nigeria. So, as a progressive, bear in mind though, I'm British citizen, I'm already out of the equation. I'm never going to come to Nigeria and leave. If I come into Nigeria, I'm coming as an expatriate. You have to match what I'm earning in the UK for me to start, otherwise I'm gone. Facts. So, as I'm saying, it's either we allow the Igbos to lead the nation, or we collectively, in fact, I went further to say to Sean, I said, go and do a calculation and add up all the FAC allocation given to the Southwest and add up all the FAC allocation given to the Southeast. You will see that the mega money that the Southeast is getting, and with it, they at least go and see the competition that is going on there. In terms of good roads, we don't even know whether it is a Borno state that is the best city or it is an Anambra state that has best road connections. So at the end of the day, we have to face it, tell ourselves the truth. Other people have a shot on this. See, Nigerians, there's something that X said that I really appreciate. He said Igbos cannot become the president alone with their voting power alone. The way Nigeria is structured, it's impossible. It's impossible. So other tribes have to willfully say, you see the way the northern governors say, let it go to the south. This is the anger. This is the same anger. This is what is separating Atiku and Wike. Why is it not willed to the southeast? That is it. You have to intentionally agree. Let the Igbos have it. Now, it is now down for us as Igbos to say the best amongst us is P2B. The best amongst our political class is P2B, and let him go. Now, it will solve two things. When P2B came out, it took a lot of effort for IPOB to allow election. Because during Goodluck Jonathan, IPOB said no election in Southeast. Now, IPOB said, we are telling you guys will never win. People said, at least let us try. Have we not tried now? Do you know in PDP and both APC, there's no Igbo anywhere now. There's no zoning anywhere now. They've scrapped it. That means an Igbo man at his stance can never rule Nigeria. And you want the same Igbo man to always be following as one of the major tribes. Go on, Anthony.
X and Nelson. I'm hearing this guy say they should give us a chance. Last time I thought we have a democratic election where somebody gets voted, right? We don't just wheel somebody. leadership because it is their time. Last
You're
I
so right.
checked, unless you have to be voting, you have to campaign and you have to vote. That's number one. Let me ask you a question, Odera. Do you support Biafra?
So in my tier of solutions to Nigeria, number one is separation. I believe the Igbos should go on their own, Yoruba should go on their own, Nigeria should separate. That is the number one solution.
So
Number
Biafra
two
then.
solution, if that is impossible, because the West are not going to support separation, the second one would be to go back to regional, which is everybody have been clamoring for restructuring. Now,
Right.
it seems that is almost impossible as well. Even the state police, they are saying no to it. So that means the status quo is what we are going to continue to have. We're going to keep having this system that is not working, have a presidential system that is not working, not have state police even though it's not working because the federal does not trust your governors enough. And again, you can't go back to restructuring because, of course, you can't merge everybody again back to region. Because again,
listen.
don't use that piece as their brothers anymore. So
Don't worry. We'll pack
fundamentally,
our load and
we
I
are
haven't finished
between,
what I was trying to
hold
say.
on, we are
I
between
haven't
the
finished.
devil and the deep blue sea. And that's why everybody keeps saying Nigeria will never work.
Okay, so Odera, so
Let me
all
finish.
things
Hold
that
on.
you just
I haven't
explained.
finished what
Oh,
I'm trying to say. I haven't finished what
Hold
I'm
on.
trying to say.
Sorry, you comment. Sorry, after this. Sorry. Everything you just mentioned, everything that you just mentioned, apart from the separation of Nigeria, everything you just mentioned. If a Yoruba person or a Benin person, Efik person, Hausa person is ready to do all this, state police, true federalism, and all this, and having the states source their own resources, sell their resources, and bring in the money, and then share some to federal. If somebody from outside Igbo land decide to do this for Nigeria, would you still support the person?
Yes, I've said it that Yaradua was my best president. I've also said it that I don't care who fixes Nigeria. If
Which,
Tinubu fixes Nigeria, I've said it so many times in my life, unless you're not a good follower of
okay,
myself.
which
If you're
means,
following me and watch my videos, I've said it that I'm giving Tinubu 4 years. If Tinubu can come close to achieve what Obasanjo achieved, which is write off all our debts, IMF debts, I'm with Tinubu. I don't have any grievances. Listen, we have
so,
been, we have, in fact, I'm in the UK. Our prime minister is not an Englishman. Most football clubs, all of us come and join for. None of them are being even, in fact, the best clubs in the UK are not being run by English people. So I know as an intelligent person that meritocracy will always get you the best rather than this person is from my tribe. This person is from my tribe.
Why are we having this conversation?
But at the
which means
listen.
separation
But
as your
at the end of the day,
point, which means separation as your first point
It's
is wrong.
no,
wrong.
it's not wrong. Now listen to this. If you come to my house as my visitor, right, and I open the door for you, and then you get your brothers in, you get your families in, and they keep coming, do I have the right, or should I have the right to at some point say, okay, guys, please, can you guys go? I mean, I want to stay with just my family. This is why people hate Trump. I don't hate Trump. I'm pro-Trump. Now, you have to understand that me telling you to go does not mean that I'm saying I'm going to come and stay in your house. No. I'm only saying I want to be in my space, you be in your space. Now, Nigeria is not a people. Nigeria is not a nation. Nigeria don't have the same language, not the same culture, not just the same dresses, not the same food across, not the same worship, not the same, like everything that make up a people, we are not. That's why we are an amalgamation of different countries. And that is why it is ideologically difficult for us to see the difference between me and Anthony. I've had a conversation with an Igbo man that said if we had the way, we would kill all Igbos. So it is not like when people say diversity is strength. In Igbo land, we have more diversity as Igbos. Yorubas have diversity as Yorubas. Hausas have diversity as Hausas. Why USSR? Why you will come in Europe and you see countries of 10 million? You see countries, it's because of this. People that are closely tied together. Listen, if you look at the map of the world and look at Israel, Israel is a very tiny space. But Iran, as big as it is, dare not try Israel. The same thing with UK. UK is a very tiny island. I don't like the whole world. Hold on. Whether the people are small or whether the people cannot or whether they not in a circle does not hold any water. Do you understand?
Hold on, let's use England as an example. Because England is a small country that basically fucked up almost every planet. Let me ask you this. What is the difference between these two places you just mentioned? Do you know I don't know what anybody said. Do you know the difference is that they're very, very radically united? They come together as well. This country you use as an example, what makes them stronger than the other ones around them is but they're radically united under one banner.
what I'm telling you.
So my point I'm trying to make is
no,
why?
listen to me. You asked me a question. You can't just say so. You don't know the answer. Listen, when the British left us, when the British colonized us, hold on. Anthony, hold on.
Let
You will continue. I will answer. You will
let me
continue.
talk. You let me talk. Hold on. You use Trump as an example. X and me like Trump, and we live in Texas. We fucking hate New York. Hold on. X, we both hate New York, right?
Yeah,
But Trump is from New York.
definitely.
Trump is from New York. We are not going to come here and say, we don't want anybody from New York. For the past since Bush, nobody from Texas have won. We don't fucking care about that. What we care about is who are the people picking? Who are we choosing? You cannot come. There was a day you said it laughing. You say, why is it the Nigerian government or the people? Now you are making my point. Look at the kind of conversation we're having here. If a foreigner, if you bring one of your friends and say, come and listen to this, he will not believe that we're from the same country. All of us are doing this thing.
I know.
He will not believe that we're from the. We should not be even be entertaining
now,
this conversation.
Anthony, let me address you. Hold on, let me address you. I told you, and I've done a live on this. People, I don't know, people don't watch my live anyway. Listen, the UK colonized us and knew the makeup of Nigeria and understood our diversity. That's why they left us a system of government, which was the regional system, right? Now, when they left, we switched to American system, and that is the problem. We went from representation to what do you call it, presidential system, and we lost it. We supposed to have kept what they themselves are practicing. They have different countries that make up the United Kingdom. Not one person speaks for all, because you guys will always have that issue, that animosity between you. Are you getting it? So had they been we followed the template that was left for us, we might not be in this issue. But we left the British system and jump on the. That's why the other day I did a live that lasted over 4 hours on should we go on presidential or parliamentary. You guys need to understand it. Just like in Canada, you have the French speaking, you have the English speaking. See, even the Catalonians in Spain, like that said on Arise. Do you understand? What you need to understand is when there is differences in people, you have to give representation. If you don't give good representation, then one person will have more power than the other. Then there is no justice. There is no equity. So you have to bring it back and make it equal.
I'm sorry,
otherwise,
but we live in a democratic country. If you care about all of this thing, then
Can I say something?
vote for the person you want.
I say something.
Go ahead.
Yes.
See, here's the thing, Odera. Just give us candidate. We will get peace. You understand? Because Peter Obi did not win now. We will not hear word again. At the end of the day, all of us are saying it. Peter Obi. Peter Obi is your messiah. If it wasn't Peter Obi, if it's somebody else, okay? So at the end of the day, let us have peace, okay? Whether you have Igbo president, you have Yoruba president, you have Hausa, Chief, it doesn't matter.
You know what?
Because at the end of the day, I keep telling you,
I'm a Tinubu supporter. I'm a Tinubu supporter.
See, one thing there is, I think you like to hear yourself speak. You enjoy your voice, which is not bad. But you have to give people the opportunity to speak if you want to have a debate. Here's the thing. You can have a lot of ideas that make a lot of sense. But when you present them in this manner, nobody's going to listen to you. You know why? Because by and large, you are giving the point to all these people that without the Messiah, Peter Obi, quote and unquote, Nigeria cannot be great. And guess what you're going to cause?
Again, you are getting me wrong. I've said it before. My best president is Yaradua. If Tinubu fix Nigeria, I will be for Tinubu.
Cannot let someone speak.
I'm saying
finish
all the time.
Wait, the thing there is at the end of the day, people will now dare you and say, okay, let us say that's going to happen. That's the kind of reaction you will get. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter who is president. What matters is who is competent. You are the same one that said it. You say you like Yaradua. Yaradua no be Igbo. But because you feel he's competent, that's why you like him. But if you sit down here, you are clamoring it has to be Igbo, then you are going away from the aspect of competency to it has to be tribalistic. And nobody cares for that.
Again, you are mixing.
One last thing. Wait, let me finish. I want to drop now because I'm back at work. One last thing is this. You sent me a AI response to the questions you were asking. One thing you need to realize is this.
Somebody sent it to me. I forwarded it to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you forwarded. Okay, good. So one thing I just want to let you know is this, right? I can understand your bone of contention, right? I can understand it. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day because even if you have an Igbo president today and things don't change, guess what? Now you have dropped the ball. You have nothing to stand on. So focus on meritocracy, right? Focus on someone that has competence, then we'll be happy. If it's an Igbo president candidate to bring tomorrow, just like Yorubas voted for Peter Obi, in case you don't know, just like we voted for Peter Obi, bring
appreciate that. Now, I need you to understand something.
So we have peace, I beg.
I need you to understand something while you are going, right? The question that Sean posed to me or disagreed with me was marginalization. That is what I'm addressing. When it comes to who should be president, I said it. If APC has brought in Osibanjo and PDP has brought in somebody like who can I don't even know. I don't think PDP has any good person there. Then we could have had a hard decision choosing from 3 different candidates that are Celebra. That didn't happen. They went by and large with all these sentiments. Now, when I'm telling you Igbos are marginalized and you're not agreeing to that fact, then it's a problem. I'm trying to say to you, listen, if these people keep saying we are marginalized, listen to them.
Okay.
I know.
Welcome back. I'm still struggling with this 1 hour issue. A lot of people are misunderstanding me, just like they are misunderstanding Governor Kwesileze. Anybody that speaks about Igbo marginalization, all of a sudden you become political bigot. But then people will not say you are a tribal bigot. So people need to start listening to the others, you know. I'm going to bring Bongoli. I'll try. God, this thing, man. Hi, Bongoli.
Hey, how are you doing, my brother?
Fine. Let's see how many people can join. We need one more person.
Official Bongoli.
Okay. Hi, bro. Right. Now, Bongoli, do you understand? In fact, do you agree when I say Igbos are marginalized?
Yes and no. Now,
you want to get my approval, then you add no.
No, yes and no. You know why I joined this live? I joined this. Good day, everyone. I joined this live because there were so many misinformation I was hearing, and I've been hearing it for a while now, and I'm like, let me come and clear all of this misconception. Now, before I continue, you know there are some individuals out there that I would not be on a live with. I think you are aware of some of the people that I will not be on a live with.
Refresh my memory, please. Who are they?
People in the comment section can put the person's name. The person is not somebody I will even use my mouth to even call his name. It's not a worthy person for me to call his name.
Okay.
You should be aware of that person. I don't want to, if that person comes here or joins, I would leave. If that person comes or joins, I would leave.
Okay, I've seen the name. Go ahead.
So they put the name there. I cannot be engaging, you know, I can't do that.
Yeah, quite noted. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. So I'm not coming here to argue. I am a scholar of Nigerian history and politics. And all of these issues, right from the 1800s down to today, I am very well aware of it.
Only saying that, I want to ask you one question. There is something that Nelson said. He said pre-colonization that Nigeria had issues. I think I've heard African God say this before, or in one live I was with him. Can you substantiate that? Do we have issues as a people, as neighbors?
Before I substantiate that, I want to clear one misconception that you said, and a lot of my Igbo brothers and sisters make that statement. And I am not apologizing or anything. I'm just going to say things as it is. Firstly, you said, Odera, that the Southeast doesn't have seaports. They should build seaports and all of that. That is misinformation.
No, I said
because
we have seaports, but we need the federal government to, of course, put customs and license it.
I heard you very well, Odera. I heard you very well. There's this misconception around, and let us clear it once and for all now. There can never be seaports in the Southeast because there is no sea around the Southeast. The Southeast is landlocked.
No,
meaning that it has
You are the one making the misconception. In River Niger, the bridge you pass to enter on it from Asaba, there is a port there that Yaradua wanted to dredge so that ships can come in.
Listen, Odera, that is the problem. That was what Mr. X or that individual was saying. You not let somebody talk. Shebi, I was the one that put the comment
Adra,
on your live.
Adra,
I put the
please
comment on your live. I said this. I
allow him
said
to
there are
finish.
two.
Let the guy
I was
finish.
trying to explain the fundamentals of this thing so that people stop making this mistake and going up and down and saying things that are inaccurate. There are no seas around the southeast, and that is why it is called a landlocked area. What you have around the southeast are rivers. Now, what are rivers? Rivers are water bodies that are called fresh waters that come from mountains. They flow. Like River Niger, for example, comes from Futajalon in Guinea. River Benue finds its source, maybe from Cameroon or something. So it is why sea is salt water. So in the southeast, we have two river ports. We have Ogungu-Zwawani river port in Enugu State that has been concessioned. We also have Onitsha river port. Now, the distance from Onne, because we have two seaports in River State, the distance from Onne port to Aba is about 200 kilometers. While from Onne, that same Onne to Onitsha is about 400 kilometers. You also have Warri Port around that area. You also have Calabar Port around that area. What are the southeastern governors and House of Reps and senators and businessmen doing to say, you know what, we have these seaports around us. Let us come together. Let us put money together and develop maybe one or two, because contrary to public opinion, these ports are functioning.
Are
Calabar
you
Port,
aware? Are you aware
let
that
me finish.
The Imo State governor put up a proposal that he invited the president, that President said
Let me
Shetima
finish.
to Imo State
I
for
watched it.
another.
I
Are you aware of that?
watched it. I
Okay, go
watched
ahead.
it. I watched it live. What
Go
I'm trying
ahead.
to explain to you here is that when my brothers and sisters from the southeast keep on pushing this narrative of they don't want to build seaport, give us seaport, I'm like, don't you read? Don't you understand the basics? Don't you know there is river port, there is seaport, there is dry port? Bornu has dry port. Kano has dry port. Ibadan, that is Oyo State, they have dry ports. These are things that are being taught in secondary school, social
Listen,
studies. And
Bongoli, please, with
people,
all due respect, you mentioned Warri. You mentioned, don't forget, the first capital of Nigeria was not Lagos, it was Calabar.
my brother,
Calabar is very close to the east. Hold on. Because you come with your knowledge as if every other person is daft. Now, what happened to Calabar Port? What happened to Warri Port? Why is every container shipped from Lagos? Whose function or whose responsibility is it to make ports, which are federal, of course, projects, to be functional?
okay, it is the same. I'll push it back to you. Why is it that in Lagos State they have built that deep sea port, and why is it that Lagos State is also building another deep sea port in Badagry? I'm throwing it back at you.
The Pinnacle,
Why is it that,
hold on. Do you know that the Pinnacle was built by the governor of Enugu State presently, the current governor of Enugu State? You see,
my
most projects is
brother, my
approval.
brother,
Hold on.
my brother?
Tinubu gave them the land. Hold on. Tinubu gave them the land. Are you listening to me? Tinubu gave them the land, and of course, you have to get approval. Even before they build a Coac Atlantic, the federal have to give concession. The federal have to accept. So what we're clamoring for is like what the governor of Imo State has done. All these governors, like you are saying, with the mega fact allocation that they are getting, like I said, Bongoli, you know the allocations of all these governments, of all these states. So how much is Southeast getting as a bulk, and how much is Southwest with the six states getting, and how much is Lagos getting?
Odera, I just explained to you
Wait,
why.
only 1 minute.
You should
Just
stop.
30 seconds interruption. Order, I would suggest that you let him talk. You are the host, right? I'm sure you want to pick other people's
I'm
voice.
just reporting. Okay, go ahead.
Don't just allow somebody to talk.
Thank you.
You are the host, so yeah, please.
So, Odera, I just explained to you, and I hope that you are able to explain to other people why they should stop all this seaport talk. They should go and sit down somewhere. You can only have river ports in the southeast, and we have 2 river ports. Now the question is, what has happened to those river ports? The one Ogrugu-Zawani in Enugu State and the Onitsha River Port. What did your Messiah or the Messiah of some certain people do? I don't want to call his name. The one that said male girl child. The one that said male girl child yesterday. What did you do to Onitsha River Port? That's just me bantering. But what did you do? So we need to stop this talk of seaport and river port did not give us river. You already have seaports that are 200 kilometers away from you, and people will say, they are not working. They are working, because you want to ask another question: where are they transporting our crude oil from? The biggest ship that has betted on Nigeria's soil, I think the second biggest, was cocoa ship that betted in Calabar Seaport. That was last year or 2 years ago. So that is the first one.
Bongoli, can I ask you a question?
Now, I'm coming.
Bongoli,
Let me just say something. Secondly, before you ask the question, I will still go back. I'm coming. I'm going to just stop for like 30 seconds and say, so now, you were talking about Nigeria's history. I've been hearing this thing has been swirling around Biafra and everything. I want to make something clear. I hit my chest proudly and say I know the history of Nigeria more than 99.9% of Nigerians. And I know the history of my Igbo brothers and sisters very, very well than most of them. And this is not bragging or anything. So before you begin to talk about Biafra and everything, let us be very careful of the little innuendos and things we say. Because the truth is the truth. We have emotions running around in different places, but we are going to talk about the truth here today. The truth might be painful, but we are going to talk about the truth. You talked about they did not give people some food and all of those stuff, they starved them. Do you know what Okokondem, that Biafra commentator, what he did? Do you know what Okokondem did? Do you know what the Ikemba, Odumegwu Ojukwu, do you know what he did when he told all the Biafra people to refund all of their pound, Nigerian pounds or whatever it is at the time, and give them Biafran pound or Biafran currency that cost the 20 pound palava? Or do you want to talk about Ife Ajuna and what's his name? Don Okafor, Humphreys, Onwatagba, and what's his name? What's the name of the first one? Ife Ajuna, what's the name of the most popular one among them that caused the war? Then there was Ademoyega also. We are going to analyze everything. We'll put timestamp to them today. I'm ready today. We'll put timestamp and we'll have a very good conversation. We'll talk about all of these things. So today I'm ready. But then let nobody take out of this conversation we're going to have that somebody is tribalistic, somebody doesn't like somebody, because now we are having these conversations and people are really talking. Do you know the role that the former Oba of Benin, Akenzua, played in that Aburi Accord situation? Do you know that is the main reason why that Gowon incident happened? That Gowon went to create more states. Akenzua is his name. A lot of people don't know all of this history. The letter that he wrote and everything that I'm saying here can be verified. So as Bongoli is talking about this history today, get your pen and paper, Google search, and say, you know what? Let Bongoli is line up, Bongoli is saying the truth, and you educate and re-educate yourself. Don't let people just sit down somewhere and be forming what's it called?
Bongoli, all you are doing is mentioning names, and I'm trying to keep quiet. Now, Abro, can you ask your questions to him,
no,
please?
I'm not talking anymore. I'm done for now. When we get there, we'll start talking about it timeline by timeline.
Yeah, let's give you Abro. You wanted to say something, shoot.
Yeah, my brother Bongoli. You know the issue of sorry, my voice might be a bit down because I'm at work. So the issue of marginalization of all those things, you know, let's assume that the current war, because all of us here present did not experience the war. So let's assume that based on the current situation now, the northeast development view has been passed. The Northeast Development Bill has been passed, and this happened in these 2,000 years. The Eastern Region Development Bill, the war ended in 1970. Why is that bill still under process? Is one question. Two, two. We're talking about seaports or land ports or so. Can you ask yourself why is it that it's only Ethiopian, that is only international flight that can land in Eastern region? So this is two questions I want you to answer.
So sorry, he was asking me a question respectfully. Please, can you come again? I heard
He asked me two questions. He said, why is it that the North, and I think he meant North Central, if I'm not mistaken, the North Central bill has been passed. Why is it that the Southeast bill has been sitting there, even though the Nigerian Civil War finished 1970? So basically the 3 hours, the restoration, resuscitation, restitution or whatever, the 3 hours restoration, that hasn't been passed? And then why is it that in the only international flight that we have in the southeast, which is Enugu, is only Ethiopian Air that lands there? Go ahead.
Okay. Do you know that? Thank you. Do you know that yesterday, was it yesterday or yesterday, I was doing a research on all of the airports in Nigeria, and I was looking at the different international airports in Nigeria. We actually have 5. Akanu Ibiam, that's the one he's talking about in Enugu State. Akanu Ibiam. Now, when you look at airports and internationals and all of that, it has nothing to do with politics. It's just business. It's a capitalist business. And it has to do with the volume of people traveling. So it has to do with the volume of people traveling.
That is true.
That
I can't argue.
is capitalism. That is capitalism. So it is where you have more people that travel from, that you'd have these flights and all of that stuff. If you look at
I will not agree on this one. When we're talking about more people that travel, it doesn't mean that Eastern region who board flight every day going away, they don't travel. Does it mean that?
No,
wait.
No, sir.
The reason why I'm asking this question, I live in the United Kingdom and I have one-on-one with the British Airways, one of their managers. They said to me that they fly away from Enugu to go and land from Lagos. You know, that is the route. British pass Enugu to go and land in Lagos.
Your volume is a bit low, so I'm struggling to hear you.
I said I have a one-on-one with one of British Airways supervisor. He told me that vividly what happened for them, not because the reason why I asked the question is that we passed Enugu and landed in Lagos. That is the route. You passed Enugu and landed in Lagos.
Let me explain it. If you are coming from UK to land in Lagos, you have to pass Enugu. Are you getting it now? So you have to pass Enugu to go. So you have to even pass Calabar. You have to pass Enugu. So even if you want to go and dock, anyway, go ahead.
Are you talking about? When you say Enugu, are you talking about flights or are you talking about ship? Which one are you talking? No. When you talk about flight, you cannot go to Enugu and then turn to Lagos. No, it doesn't work like that. It comes directly from the north, it comes straight down. There's no, because what I'm saying is, it's coming this way, then go this way, then come this way. It doesn't work like that. It's this way.
There's a different route. There's a different route to land.
From Enugu,
your volume is very low. I can't even hear you. I can't even hear what you said.
Okay, sorry.
From Enugu,
I will go off.
Okay, I think it's at work. Okay, address why it is only Ethiopia and why the bill for Southeast or the 3 restoration is just, they are still reading it in the Senate up till now. It's not been passed. Please quickly so that we can give our brother here a chance. Bro, you can go down if you are at work, please.
So as regards the flight, whatever it is, it's all capitalism. It has nothing to do with politics or anything. If you have a lot of people in a certain area, they will go there. It's all capitalism. Because if you have people in that job and everything, there will be more development going in there as regards maybe that particular airport. Will have more infrastructure. We have more what's it called equipment and all of that.
Bongoli, do you understand
Because,
the question?
No, I understand now. I've already answered it.
He asked you a simple question. And listen to me. I'm in the UK. He's in the UK. He asked you, he said, why is it that flights, international flights that come into Enugu Airport that was shut for the longest time, the only international flight we have in the Southeast, yeah, has only one airline and limited capacity? That if we want to come down to the Southeast, we have to fly through Abuja or Lagos. That's the question. And you're telling me it is because of capitalism. What nonsense. We're asking you that we want to go down. Our end destination is Southeast. Why are we being forced to go through Lagos, which is simply what is happening with the seaport? Now, you mentioned that Warri has a seaport. Now, did you check the custom duty when you are coming from other ports in Nigeria compared to Lagos, which is why everybody have to choose Lagos because it's cheaper? So everything is done intentionally. Go ahead.
My brother, Odera, it is difficult to explain some things to you at times because these things are very, very fundamental and simple in business. The airlines, they don't care about us. They care about their profit margin. And I will go to a place or places where I have the highest amount of passengers. And in Nigeria, the region with the highest purchasing power is the Southwest. Again, the people with the highest purchasing power are people living in the Southwest. Now, when I say Southwest, I do not say that it is the Yorubas because it's predominantly Yorubas. I said the people residing, the people living in the southwestern part of Nigeria have the highest purchasing power. And that is why you see most of the economic activities going on then. You cannot blame it on Nigeria as a country because remember, in the history of Nigeria, Lagos State became a British colony in 1861. In 1861. So already the first area that started experiencing rapid development, rapid growth and development and exposure was in Lagos. And Lagos is in the southwestern region of Nigeria. And that is where all of these things came from. Because Lagos was the first one that was conquered as a colony. That was the fight between Kosoko and Akintoye. The Kosoko and Akintoye fight because of slave trade and all of that.
Bongoli, please address the second question so we can give Joski a time.
Okay. The second question as regards the what's it called? NE, Northeast Development Commission. We already had Northeast Development Commission for many, many years. And that was because of the Boko and the Iswa fight and everything. What they are trying to push actually is the Northwest Development Commission. I don't agree with all of these commissions. It's a way to siphon money. Now,
but you agree with NDDC?
They are pushing. No, I said I don't agree. I said
that's why I said, but you agree with NDDC. Niger Delta.
I don't agree with any of these things. They should not even be existing.
So that means you wouldn't naturally support the Southeast one as well. That's your answer.
I said I don't support NEDC, Northeast Development Commission. I don't support NWDC. I don't support NDDC, and of course, I won't support Southeast Development Commission. I don't support it.
Thank you. Because just come in, please. That's fine.
Lastly, because at the end of the day, it is just to siphon money. And remember, it is the people, the House of Reps and Senates that are fighting for their people. Now, what kind of fights are the Southeastern reps and senators and House of Assembly members fighting for their own people? Because now you may not blame them for fighting for the Northeast Development Commission. Now, maybe because of the banditry and all of that going on, they want to push Northwest. These things are deeply rooted. But we need to ask ourselves.
For summary, Bongoli said that the reason why in the whole of Southeast we have only one airline coming in as an international wing or international flight is only Ethiopia. He said it's because of capitalists, that we don't have enough passengers.
Second answer to the second question, which is why is it that Southeast development is not on board even after the destruction of Igbo properties, returning them from 20 pounds, regardless of how much property they own or used to own before the war, and that is purely because he doesn't support both the North Central one, both the South. He doesn't support any of those commissions, including the Niger Delta one.
I didn't say that. Don't rope me. I didn't say that one. No. When did I say that?
Bro.
Yeah.
Let me reply.
It's fine. Abro, you can go down. Let me get somebody else talk.
They should not give them. Don't say that too. I didn't say that too.
No, that's fine. I've gotten your answer to his questions. Josie, can you come in, please?
Josie, did I say that?
No, he didn't mention that. What he said all these commissions, these special commissions, he doesn't support any of them. He didn't mention.
Josie, did you understand the question?
Which part of the question are you talking about?
The question about the reconciliation, resuscitation, restoration, and something, just rebuilding the Igbos, just to make sure they're not marginalized, to get them back into one Nigeria.
To be honest, I really don't comment on what I don't know much about. I've not followed what is going on in the house as regards that, so I wouldn't want to comment on that. Well, you see the issue of
Bongoli is saying that he doesn't support whether it is Northeast, whether it is Northwest, whether it is Southeast. He doesn't support. That's what he's saying.
He said that. So he's not saying that he supports one that is tailored towards the South, or he said any of those commissions.
That's what I'm saying. So that's his answer. He said he doesn't. Although whether he support or not, we know that Niger Delta one is there. We know that what do you call it? The whole militancy that Yaradua did, what do you call it again?
Amnesty
was there. So many other ones, all this commission. So he said he doesn't support any of them. That is all because of politicians. So that's his answer. And then he said the other one is capitalist. Now come in, please. So, Abro, you can pick up that stage for others.
Take back the 20-pound talk. I did not say anything about that too.
But that was the question. Like, we are coming from somewhere, right? And we're saying what can be done to see. We are saying what can be done to ameliorate these feelings or to help all this marginalization that Igbos feel, and that's why they are passing that bill, right? Just like other part of Nigeria has enjoyed. And you are saying, oh, it is our politicians.
I've not spoken about that.
Bongoli, speak to it. Bongoli, speak to it.
No. Josie should talk.
Just go ahead.
I've not said anything about reparation.
Don't worry, Bongo, that's fine. Just come in. Just come in.
The truth is that let me just address the issue of international flights. You see, airlines will go to places based on traffic. That is the truth, because it's very expensive to run airlines. So if you don't have much traffic, not just, listen to me, you can have traffic occasionally, but there must be consistent traffic. That's why people always, I'm a businessman, I'm not going to cite a business in a place where I'm not sure.
The whole Southeast, the whole 5 states, you are saying they don't have traffic.
Wait.
The whole 5 states.
Odera, don't bring sentiment into this.
No. I'm asking you. First of all, hold on. Let's do it this way. Bongo, give me how many international airports do we have in Nigeria apart from Lagos?
So we have 5.
I don't know all of them.
We have Lagos and Enugu. Which other one?
We have Kano Airport.
Abuja is there.
And then Port Harcourt, and then we have Port Harcourt Airport.
Port Harcourt, Kano.
So the only region that is actually marginalized is the Northeast.
Follow me. Listen, follow me, Bongo. Listen, me and you have done a lot of debates. So go on. So you have Lagos, you have Enugu, you have Port Harcourt. Don't forget, all these places are geopolitical zones. You have Abuja, and then you have Kano, right?
Yes. We don't have anyone in Northeast.
Thank you. Now, out of all these 5, the only one that has only one airline coming into it as an international flight or as an international airport is only Enugu. Others have, at least, have multiple airlines coming in.
Hold on. Josie, wait. The 6th one that somebody just talked about here, the 6th one is the Margaret Ekpo Airport in Calabar. But actually, they don't have international flights going in there. The only flights are Abuja, Lagos. Ibom Air, Aero Contractors, and Air Peace travels through those routes. So we don't really have.
We can all agree that if we are saying things out there and say it is because we don't have traffic, I want us to be reasonable when we are having our conversations, right?
Yes.
So we have 6 or let's say 5
international airports in Nigeria. And we are saying that the only one in the southeast is the one that, because of traffic, has only one airline going to it. That is it. That's fine. I just want to see your chain of thoughts. Go in, Josephine. Go ahead.
Wait, but
Kano
hold on, let
also,
me come in
Kano
now.
falls in that category. Jody, talk. Kano falls in that category too.
So,
Port Harcourt also falls in that
How
category too.
many
They have
airlines?
very
Can
little
somebody
traffic.
Google how many
So don't
airlines
just say
come into Kano, please? How many airlines
all right.
come into Kano?
Because
Don't complain, Joby.
if everybody's talking at the same time, then nobody's talking.
I'm
The
sorry,
point is,
Joby. I'm not saying
yeah,
the word again.
if you bring fact that shows that the Nigerian government is doing something to prevent airlines from coming into the southeast. I'm talking about Enugu Airport. Now, then it will make sense. But you're just sitting down to say has a policy that expressly or impliedly kind of exclude Enugu Airport or makes it difficult for airlines to come into Enugu Airport. It's a different ball game. Aside from that, airlines make their decisions.
Do you understand that you cannot just come into Nigeria unless you are given a slot, which is what APC is now complaining
That's what
that
I'm
Gatwick
saying. So
Airport
that's
is
what
not
I'm
giving
saying.
them a
Have
slot.
you seen? Is there any airline? Is there any evidence of any airline trying to come into Enugu?
Of
Because
course,
let's just
of course. When Buhari commission, when the Enugu Airport was commissioned, the license they were given was given. They gave him a cargo. It's actually a cargo airline or airport.
there are
It's not
different.
even a full. I mean,
That's Anambra. Anambra is one that is cargo. Anambra is one that is cargo.
no,
Don't do that here. Anambra is
listen.
one that is cargo. Not a good thing.
Hold on. It was newly refurbished, so it started as a cargo. Then they gave them license for one. Now it was supposed to be expanding, but again, if you even go there, you see that it's a small building. It's not even qualified to be. It's not like we need building necessarily to make an airport anyway. It could be on a small building, but then it's just one flight. Since then, they've not expanded the license. They've not allowed more flights there. Do you understand? So it's purely just Ethiopia coming in there. Very limited capacity. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's go back to the topic of marginalization. Let me say this. There is. I'm going to say something that is very, very that may sound controversial. There is no marginalization in Nigeria as far as the tribes are concerned. The problem is that our people, unfortunately, with the states where we are at in that moment, we still select leaders based on tribal and religious sentiment. And until that sentiment is cleared, this thing will continue. So, even an Igbo man, generally speaking, let's be frank, we know that, listen to me, I am a full-blooded Igbo man by association, right? So, even an Igbo man, for instance, would ordinarily, if there's a good Igbo candidate, would prefer an Igbo candidate to some other person. So the point is this: it's not as if they are marginalizing the Igbos. Democracy is about numbers. If you don't have the numbers, you can't have it. That's the truth. If you don't have the numbers, you can't have it. That is the truth. There's nothing like marginalization anywhere. So again, like I said before, it's just that our people, we still vote on, and it's not limited to one region. It's not limited to one region. It's not like, okay, it's only the north that does it. The south does it too. The south is also do the same thing. People vote based on tribal and religious sentiment. Even other, what you are saying, even if I listen to what even made me come up, one of the things you are propagating now is that we should be voting based on tribal sentiment because it's the turn of the Igbos and Igbo man should be president.
No, Josie, please. I didn't say that.
Supported
I
Peter
was
Obi.
addressing marginalization.
Implied that's what you said.
No, hold on. He asked
supported Peter
a
Obi,
question for
and everybody
clarity,
knows that.
saying, sorry,
Yeah.
Sean said I'm tribalistic, right? Thank God you've known me. You're not an Igbo guy, even though you've lived in
No,
Igbo
but
land.
that's the impression you
No,
gave.
hold
Honestly, that's the impression you
on
gave.
now, hold on. See, because I'm an Igbo man, if I speak for the Igbos, I'm tribalistic. But then we have other people who are saying exactly what I'm saying, but it won't go far anyway because it's not public opinion. Now, what you have said is your own opinion, maybe coming from a minority as well.
Okay, let me
But let me
finish.
say this.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Well, let him finish.
What I'm trying
Let
to
him
say
finish.
is,
Please let me just say something.
no, you've been talking all this while. Let me just
No,
talk,
no,
bro.
no.
Please, let me talk.
I
Please,
just
let me
have a
talk.
question now.
Let me talk, please. I beg you. Respectfully, let me talk. I kept quiet and I allowed everyone to talk. So what I'm trying to say is that if you if you zoom it down, even zoom it down to the southeast, it's called that there's discrimination. I schooled in Enugu, right? The average Ebonyi person is called that Abakaleke boy. Am I telling lies? Any Igbo person who can challenge me on that should come up and tell me.
No, which is why I said we have our own issues. We have diversity as well.
So Odera, just understand.
Let him talk. Let him
The
talk.
point
Let him talk,
Odera. Is this. What I'm trying to say is this. It is not just a bad tribe. Even if you bring it down now to the southeast, we have the Biafra state. You will see another form of different interest group. Oh, this is from this is from that. You zone it down even to the local government. You say hey, it's not from my village, it's from the other village. It's the mentality that education and exposure should help us overcome. So it's not a question of marginalization, it's a question of numbers. People take advantage of the numbers that they have.
Hence why we are asking for restructuring, because in the current structure, we cannot have that equal representation. That's why I started with fairness.
No. Equal
I based my conversation on justice and fairness.
Goes to the Senate. Every of the states have 3 senators representing them. You know, that is clear. You can only have 1 president at a time, right? It doesn't matter where the president comes from. For me, I'm interested in somebody being competent. We should not be talking about presidency based on tribal lines. We are educated people, we are exposed people. We should be talking about presidency based on competence. That's the truth. If competence is an exclusive, now I'm talking as an Igbo man. If competence is an exclusive of the Igbo man, then the eastern states should be more developed than every other state in the country. We've had terrible governors. I was schooling in Enugu when Mbaduniju was governor of Anambra State.
God bless you.
I was
fantastic
when Shimarokin Namani was a governor of Anambra State. I was schooling in Enugu when this guy, what's his name? This one that is in the Senate now. I'm trying to remember his name. The governor of Abia State then. What did they do? What did they do? Not an exclusive preserve of the people to say, oh, these people, they have leadership. No. Okay, if we want to say, okay, the leadership runs in the DNA of we the Igbos, then go to the East. The East should be shining. Should be a shining light. Peter Obi is an exception. I can say that anytime. So the point is this, the problem we have is that we have the political class and we have the people. The political class, they don't have division in terms of tribe. Believe you me, all these tribalists we are talking about, they sit down on round table and share the thing, they share the cake.
No, just please, you've made a very good point and I want to address it. Now, Igbos are the last to wake up to politics. These guys just went overly involved with business.
It's not anybody's fault.
No, it's not anybody's fault, of course. And that's why they are playing, and that's why they are playing the dummy they are playing now, because they are the last to join politics or to wake up. But at the end of the day, they thought once you have business, you have it all. Now they understand that politics can even affect business, because once your goods land in customs, they can increase the price. Now, hold on. What we are saying is, since we started waking up to that politics, hold on. P2B is an exception, I agree. Now, since we've now woken up, we have started choosing.
There's no exception, but that's not why we are here.
Now, hold on. I know Bogoli will not agree. Hold on. Me, I just share that sentiment that P2B, of course, is best, as far as leaders are involved. Now, it will interest you to know. It will interest you to know that there is no support from any Igbo leader to P2B. None.
So
let's not make
so what does that tell you?
Don't do this. I will leave this life. Let's not make it.
No. If you can not some people, you agree to leave. You are in the you are in my platform, and I support. It's my principle.
What I am saying is that this is not about Peter Obi.
No, I agree. It is not about Peter Obi. Now, what I'm saying, he made reference to the type of leaders we used to have. He made reference to the type of leaders we used to have, and I agree. And I said that is the punishment we're having today, because we didn't pay attention to politics. But hold on, please. If I'm talking and you don't give me audience, other people cannot hear me.
Sorry.
Do you understand? You've made a good point, and I've said you made a good point. In fact, you mentioned the names of all the useless people we had in the Southeast. Fair enough. I agree. And I told you that even in the last election, none of them supported our number one man. Do you understand? That got 98% vote of the people. Now, that said, now that we are awake, not just awake as Igbos, but awake as Nigerians with a common goal of having a good leader that will save us, right? Can we please understand? In fact, the reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation does not have anything to do with who is the president. It's so
solves the marginalization issue. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So that is what I want you to understand. We have many issues on many fronts. I'm not saying an Igbo man is a messiah. No. In Igbo, we have our own fair share of useless people as governors, as senators, as House of Rep. That does not mean that we're not. In fact, I've said it before that what binds Nigerians together are corruption. When it comes to corruption, every man is eating. Nobody cares where he comes from. Go ahead, Chooks.
So I will start from the question I asked Bomari, and sorry if I don't pronounce your name very well.
No, it's
Sorry
fine, my
about that.
brother. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
So,
okay.
based on question I asked you, and I heard what he said, that Boko Haram issue is what it translated what they call it, not East or North Central rehabilitation. Boko Haram started in 1999/2000. So with 1999/2000, that when Boko Haram started. Yeah, if I'm correct, there's a name they called before. There's a name before Boko Haram. There's a name before it, but that translated in 1999/2000. But we're talking about something that happened in 1970. So let me go away from there. Let me answer my good friend in suits. Politics
Sorry?
or Democrat.
I,
He
I,
said that.
I really can't hear
Can
you
you hear
well.
me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're sounding
Can you hear me?
very far away from your
Can you
phone or from your speaker, as the case
hear
may be.
me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on,
Yeah,
go on.
just increase your
Yeah.
volume.
He said the issue of okay. Just a second. Just a second. I think I have my earpiece on, so if I remove it, it's gonna be fine. Okay, just a second. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Now he said something about that politics or democracy is a game of number. He said something
Yes.
like that. Okay, let me prove you
Yes.
wrong. But this is one problem we Africans have. The game of number in a politics is a mentality of criminalities in our democracy. Let me put it like this. I live in United Kingdom. Go to Wales. Go to where I am now. Where I am now is Gifford. Gifford is a little village. Someone in Gifford don't have anything to do with London. Someone who live in Reading don't have anything to do with London. Someone who live like I'm just giving you villages, countries. Those people they don't think about numbers. They think about development. It don't centralize and condense a state because of your selfish interest. They call it like you have a number. No. That is the one problem we Nigeria have, and that is that criminality in our democratic government, and that is why Nigeria will never develop if we continue with that. These people have number. We're talking about when Tulumbu took over government, he moved Fan, and there is another CBN part of CBN to Lagos. See, let me tell you, in the UK here. There is a place home office is. There is no much. If you go to London, those main office you are thinking, they are not in London. They are in the villages. Home office have their biggest office in Croydon, which is in village. The reason why they're doing that in order to develop those cities. It doesn't matter about the numbers. It doesn't matter about those numbers. What matters is the development. The mentality of development is what you need to come to our mind first. Then, yes, we're talking about the numbers. The number is not the issue. But those people who are our government, they used to travel. They go every day, they travel abroad. But
Are you still there?
about creating... Oh.
Are you
Hello?
still there?
Bro,
Can I?
are you there?
We're going to hold on.
No, okay, talk, Josie. Talk.
Hello?
Are you there? Okay, I can hear you now. Go on with the question. I'm listening.
So I heard what Peter Obi said yesterday that we always focus in creating a new road, but we don't thinking about finishing the old ones that we have. So all those things are the problem that we have in Nigeria, whether marginalization or not. The problem that we have is that our criminal minded is the issue that we have in Nigeria. It's not about number or not. So sorry about that.
Okay.
So that is my own point.
Let me.
For those people that don't understand what he was saying, Home Office headquarters, I think, is in Liverpool. It's not in London. So everything does not have to be Lagos. That's the point he's making. You have to diversify infrastructure. There are some things you will be driving in one village and you are seeing one massive big distance. If you go and see the capital of Vodafone in one village, do you understand? That's how you recognize some little villages which without development they will not have anything. That's the point he's making.
Okay.
Go on, just
what he said. I guess he doesn't even understand what I said in the first place. When it comes to democracy is about numbers. Let me explain to you what I mean by politics or democracy is about numbers. So when you go and vote, right? It is the person with the highest number and some other consideration some other factors put into the condition that wins election. That's what I mean by politics or democracy is a game of number. No matter how good I am, if a party is sponsoring me, I do not have enough votes. There's no way.
What of electoral college? Go ahead.
No matter how popular I am or how competent I am, I'm not going to ever become the president of Nigeria if I don't have the numbers. That's what I mean by that. So you clearly did not understand what I said.
About the electoral college.
Leave about the electoral college.
We are practicing US system now.
Josie, I live in America. Josie, I live in America. I will explain the electoral college of
No, I understand what electoral college is. See, the point is that
wait.
They are confusing too many things together.
Josie,
we are practicing the democracy we copied from America. Bongoli, answer.
Josie, let me explain. You need to understand what electoral college is. The electoral college, the fundamentals is still based on numbers.
Still based on numbers.
Because if you win the highest votes, because it's called district, electoral colleges means districts. Some states have 3 districts, some states have 10 districts, some states have 15 or whatever, some have 40. So you have to win the total amount of votes in that state, be the highest in that state, and then get the electoral college. Now, we had a situation when Trump entered in 2020. Was it 2016? Trump entered or something like that. Yes, 2016 when we voted Trump, 2016. Even though Hillary Clinton had more numbers, but Hillary Clinton has less electoral colleges because she scored highest in states that had lower electoral college numbers. Because even the electoral college itself is still numbers. Because you have to sum everything.
Can that answer the situation whereby Igbos have less representation? Because what you just said now is that they are being fair. They understand that every place does not have equal number of representation. Go ahead.
End this conversation. Josie, let me end this conversation. Do you know that there are actually 12 states in Nigeria that are bigger than the whole of Southeast?
I know. Go ahead.
So if there are actually 12 states in Nigeria that are bigger than the whole 5 states in the Southeast, because Southeast used to be called East Central States before. And in East Central States, you only had Anambra and Imo states. Then Abia came out of Imo. Then Enugu came out of Anambra. And then out of Enugu, Ebonyi came out of it. And when you add those 5 states together, it is just by little that they are just bigger than Oyo State. And there are 12 states bigger than the Southeastern states. So if we are talking about
I've already agreed. Go ahead.
State-wise, no, let me finish. As regards state-wise, then they should go and divide those states because many of the states, Nigeria is very, very multicultural.
Do you know that there's some Igbo in Delta States? Do you know there's some Igbo in Kogi State? Do you know there's some Igbo in River State?
We are messing up this conversation.
No. Because I'm talking about electoral college. Go ahead, because electoral college makes it fair in a presidential system that America is practicing, which is what Nigeria copied.
This is what I was saying. How
my
can
brother.
somebody from a smaller place become president? Otherwise, that means the North will always be president.
That
Had it been the 19
that is not
19
true.
governors of
That is
the
not
North
true.
say, let you
My
go to the
brother.
South, will you ever come to the
My
South?
brother.
No.
My brother, that is not true, because since 1999, when Nigeria has entered democracy, this fourth republic, we've had 2 Yoruba people, men as presidents. We've had
South.
one Southern,
Yes.
one South, Jonathan as president. We've only had 2 Northerners
Jonathan
as presidents.
did not win by election. He won as a vice president. And he
No,
finished that tenure.
Jonathan won
When
in
he actually went to the
2011
ballot, he
now.
didn't win. Sorry,
Jonathan won
Buhari took
election.
over.
All the other
Let's be
won
factual. He
in
didn't win election.
2011
He was the
now.
vice president
Jonathan
of
won
Yar'Adua in
election.
Northern.
Please. Don't say that
Jonathan won
Jonathan
in
won election.
2011. Jonathan won in
He
2011.
first
He
came
defeated
in.
Buhari.
He first came
Wait,
in
hold on,
after the death of Yar'Adua.
Did Jonathan fly a ticket as president initially?
Jonathan was the president. He won election in 2011. He defeated
And
Buhari.
then
I think it was
we know
24
we have
million votes to
4
12
years,
million
right?
votes.
Which is 8 years. So they just allowed him to finish the tenure that is
They
up. That
allowed
is,
him.
listen,
They
you
probably
didn't even know that he was,
all the
the
other
Northerners were
party will stop
fighting
talking like
that
that.
he must finish that year Adua ticket. That
I
was the
voted
point.
against Jonathan. Listen to me. I voted against Jonathan. You want
Adela,
to hear from my mouth? I voted against
Ade-
Jonathan. A lot of people from the
Adela,
south side, if you think it's about tribal lines, a lot of people from the
Adela,
south side
Jonathan,
voted against
Jonathan finished
Jonathan.
2 years. He finished 2 years of Yaradua, and they
He,
contested,
he
and they
contested and he
won.
won. What are we talking about?
And that's what I'm saying
24
now. So
million
we know
votes
that
versus
Tinubu
12
now
million
is the
votes.
president for 4 years. But we also know that that is also meaning another 4 years of 8 years. We know that because the power of incumbent plays a role. That's
No,
like in Ondo.
Jonathan lost. Jonathan lost 2015. Jonathan lost 2015 to Buhari. That was
Because
15
people
million
are
votes to
saying
11
he's
million votes.
done 2 years as VP under Yar'Adua and then finished up to 2
No,
years
no,
when he
no, no,
died and
no,
also
no,
did
no.
another 4 years.
Wait.
Anyway,
Let me
I
explain.
agree. Go ahead. Leave that
Wait.
point. Go ahead.
No. Wait. Because some people also may not understand. So, Nigeria, 1999 to 2007 was Obasanjo. Obasanjo versus Olufalaye, 1999. Obasanjo won by, 17 million votes to 11 or 12 million votes. Then in 2003, Obasanjo scored 20-something million votes. It was Obasanjo, then versus Ikemba. That's the great Ikemba. And Ikemba scored 1.3 million votes or something like that. Buhari ran also. Buhari got 12 million. Then in 2007, it was Yar'Adua versus Buhari. Yar'Adua scored 24 million votes. Buhari scored 6 million votes. They came from Katsina. Ikemba scored maybe 300 and something thousand votes. Then in 2009/2010, he kicked the bucket. 2011, Jonathan ran against Buhari. Jonathan scored 24 million votes. Buhari scored 12 million votes. Then in 2015, Buhari versus Jonathan. Buhari scored 15 million votes. Jonathan scored 11 million votes. In 2019, it was Buhari versus Atiku Abubakar. Buhari scored 15 million votes. Atiku scored 12. In 2023, we had a 3-horse race. And this is the first time we're having 3-horse race since the Second Republic, which was Shagari, Awolowo, and Azikiwe. In 1979, Shagari scored 5 million. Awolowo scored 3. Azikiwe scored 2. That's another betrayal story. Then in 1983, what's it called? Shagari scored 11 million votes. Awolowo scored 7. Azikiwe scored 3. Now back to 2023. What's his name? President Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Jagaban Bogu. He scored 8.8 million votes. That's 8.79 million votes. Atiku Abubakar scored 6.9, and what's his name? Peter Obi scored 6.1 million votes. So I
go and listen to the observers. Go and listen to the European observers. Did you see what the Americans said about Lagos as well? What you guys did to Jeremy and the Igbo? Listen. If you want to be mentioning, listen. We are about 93 people on this line, plus the 4 of us. If you give all of us, listen, Bunguli, in the next 10 years, all of us probably are grandfathers or whatever. Let's say in the next 20 years. If our children should ask us what happened in 2023 election, do you know that our accounts will be extremely different? Because some of us believe that there was no election, that what do you call it? INEC just gave it to whoever and was giving numbers. That all the parties had to work out on Yakubu Mahmoud. But anyway, like everybody has been saying, the Supreme Court has given it to Tinubu. Let us just agree.
I think,
including America, that was the first to agree or to recognize Tinubu as president. Look at what they are saying about the election today. So the past speaks for itself.
That's not what we're discussing now. You are thinking.
Well, that's not what we are discussing, but I just wanted to put that out there. Now, let me ask you guys a question. What do you think is going on in PDP? Do you know what is actually going on in PDP that Emeka had to leave the party today? Is purely because of this issue of the agreed zoning is in the party. Now they're turned away from zoning. Now, some people will want to say anything that they want to say to that. But let me also say something, right? It's good in any state that Joski was mentioning, that we might see somebody from Ebony and say this is a Abakaliki person.
Yeah.
Do you know in Enugu State we have zoning within the senatorial zones? Every zone will bring a governor. The same thing is what is happening in Bini. The same thing is what is happening across so many places. The reason why you do representation is so that everybody will have a sense of belonging. So when you say let the Igbos or allow the Igbos to present a president or to be a president, it's because you want them to feel. Some people are not even proud to call themselves Nigerians. And they've been saying it for the longest time. Marginalization. Yes, Bongoli might be right that we don't have a sea, we are landlocked. Some people will say, do you know there are countries you have to pass through other countries to go to? Many of them. There are so many countries that are landlocked. Doesn't mean that they don't have their independence. So many. So being landlocked does not mean we must be lord over you. No. Everybody have a right to self-determination. So what we are saying here is, let's go away from that topic anyway. Should we restructure? Yes. Then let's do it. Because the structure we have does not give everybody fairness of hearing, fairness of representation. Now, because it suits our tribe, it's okay. Because it suits my person, it's okay. But can you put yourself in the shoes of the other person that has not been president for so long? That there is active voice clamoring for separation. How do we now bring these people back into the equation?
One minute.
Just keep going.
Okay. Let me say this order. We should not be talking about the president of Nigeria based on tribal lines. I'm telling you, in my opinion, with respect to everybody, that is primitive politics. How many people from Scotland have become prime minister in the UK? How many people from Wales have become prime minister?
Because thank you for that point. Because Scotland have their own prime minister, or whatever they call it. They have their own. You don't know?
No, listen to me. Yes, they have the regional. Listen to me. I'm talking about the prime minister.
Exactly what I'm saying. Why not Nigeria that was giving that model continue in that model?
You've not answered my question. How many people from Scotland, listen to my question, have become the prime minister of the United Kingdom and the Northern Ireland? How many people from Scotland? How many from Wales?
I don't think me and you are on the same.
No, we are definitely
on the same line of thought. Bongoli, do you understand my line of thought? I said that when the British left us, they left us with a model, which is what they are practicing themselves. In Northern Ireland, they have somebody. They have their own parliament. They discuss over education, over small other. But once it comes to security, it has to fall to the center.
Not only security, there are so many things that fall to the center. Yes,
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So that's the model of government we are practicing when we are regional. Yes, war broke out.
So my question to you now, Odera, at least if the central is the central, then we should find a way to make it that. Okay, this time is going to be the person who's going to be the prime minister of the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland should be from Wales. The next time it should be from Scotland because
no. These are two solutions. You are mixing the two solutions together. I'm just saying, hold on. Again, just please, for the sake of those listening to us, we have to be very, very clear and articulated. I said there are 2 or 3 tiers of solution for Nigeria, and you must have heard so many people say this. One is separation. Everybody to your tent. Now, that is difficult because America is not backing that. UK probably will not back that. They tell us that we are doing well. We should continue our baby steps towards democracy, right? Number 2 is to go back to regional government, which we will have restructuring and probably go back to parliamentary
system of government. Everybody will have their region, which is what the UK is doing. Or number 3, we create more states and allow state police and continue with status quo. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Let me say something here because I think time 1 hour. Then you can please bring me back. I remember the agreement that we had when I first joined the live.
Okay.
But you bring me back. Remember the agreement we had, though.
Yes.
But I will come back.
Yes, I know.
So now, do you know that it was the fault of the Igbos as to why we are where we are as regards this marginalization, perceived marginalization, and not being president? Do you know it's your fault?
I don't agree, though. It's fine. Go on.
Now let me explain. We'll still talk about the coup and everything that happened, but the first coup. But then, Igi Rossi came on board. Nigeria was running a regional system. Igi Rossi with the supreme.
Sorry, guys. We've done 3 hours. This thing keeps stuck, what do you call it? It keeps chucking everybody off after 1 hour. So annoying. We're having very intelligent, important, is the unity of the country. Some people are pained. How do we reconcile? How do we make sure that everybody feels, have a sense of belonging and feel like they are Nigerian? Because unless all of us are proud to be Nigerian, unless all of us are on the same page, we probably will be having all these issues. Do you understand? Okay, so we are 4.
My economist. Well done, Sam. This is the person I run to when I get hooked.
Now, my Baba, you know what bless me, kid. I'm still away for your blessings. Go ahead, Bogoli. You are saying something.
Before, I think people are complaining about the title. You can bring Josie back. Please bring Josie back so that it can be very.
Where will I put him? Where will I put him? We're already 4.
Is there a 4th person? Is there a 4th person? I can't see.
We're already 4.
Oh, no, it's 3 people I'm seeing. No. Just me, myself, yourself, and
the other guy that was there. Abro is still there. Chooks is still there.
I can't see him, but okay. Well, what I want to say is that, Omoti, good to see you. What I wanted to say is that Nigeria was in the hands of the Igbos in 1966, and they blew it. I hit my chest and say it. They blew it. They had it in their hands. They had everything going for them. We'll still talk about the coup and everything because there's still bad blood and everything. Now, there was what was called the Decree 34. You see that Decree 34 made Nigeria that was running in a regional system, turned it into a unitary system. Remember, because of everything that had happened in the coup and the people that were supposed to be punished that weren't punished. So now you're trying to take over. You are trying to take over. So the Northerners learned that and did their own counter coup. Because remember, Agui Rossi did not learn. He went to put Muritala Mohammed that led the coup. He put him in charge of the logistics. In charge of logistics. It was his own doing. But by doing that, he now handed the thing over back to the Northerners. And the Northerners have not left it till tomorrow. There's another part of history that Nigerians are not aware of. When Nigeria wanted to fight for independence, when they were fighting, when Anthony Enahoro pushed for independence, the North did not want to go for independence. When they did that first constitution, I think is it Lilith or McPherson? I can't remember that constitution, name of that constitution then. They didn't want.
Quick question, sorry. Do you know that Tinubu also advocated for separation? Go ahead.
Let me land that chain of thoughts. That was just a clickbait. If you read the article very well, that's not what we're talking about here. I'm giving history here. Forget about President Tinubu for now. I'm talking about what happened in the 50s. Now, when they wanted to push for that thing, when they were pushing that constitution, Sir Ahmadu Bello, Sardauna Sokoto was saying he wanted there to put a secession clause in our constitution. Chief Obafemi Awolowo said he wanted us to put secession clause in our constitution. However, Chief Nnamdi Azikiwe said no. He didn't want a secession. And then he had this beautiful speech that he pushed in the Federal House. That is why in Nigeria, that is why in the second, I think section 2 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended in 2022. As amended in 2022. The second section says Nigeria is an indivisible and sovereign state. So anybody that wants to secede, there's nothing like a referendum. You are going against the sovereignty of the country. And if you are going against the sovereignty of the country, then the president is going to use section 216 on you of Nigerian Constitution. So that means you are in charge of 215, 216, 217. You are in charge of the armed forces.
So
now
we are in prison.
Back to the conversation. I'm just giving you I'm giving you the history. So back to the conversation. Nnamdi Azikiwe did not agree to it.
You know the UN Charter is above that because we have right of self-determination. Go ahead.
UN Charter doesn't govern the Nigerian Constitution. Nigeria is a sovereign state. There are some countries that are not even in the United Nations. So forget about that. Nigeria is a sovereign state.
United Nations.
But the United Nations, it cannot decide for Nigeria or any sovereign state. Do you know the meaning of sovereignty of a nation? Now let me.
You belong to a charter of other nations.
Brother,
just like you belong to extradition rights.
My brother.
So that means you are binded by the agreement. Go ahead.
My brother, don't let them be deceiving you. Forget that UN Charter of a thing. A sovereign country is a sovereign country. Niger Republic, that's why Nigeria could not tell Niger what to do. Is Niger not under UN? Is US and France that is their daddy.
But UN can tell Israel what to do. UN can tell Israel what to do. UN can tell Russia what to do.
Hold on, but did Israel listen to US? Did Israel listen to UN? Is even
and then there is repercussion. You know, UN have their own military to force anything.
I'm not talking about the repercussion here. I'm saying that you cannot use UN Charter over a sovereign country. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Sovereign country, sovereignty.
Oh God, there is consequences. If Israel continue, there is consequences. As Russia continues, there is consequences.
Listen, I am not saying that there are no consequences or there are consequences, but you cannot use UN Charter over a sovereign country, sovereignty of a state. And that is why I quoted section 2 for you of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended.
Bongoli, you are in America. America helped Russia to divide. So why? Why did America interfere in USSR dividing?
Odera, back to the conversation we're having. I'm going back to the 50s. So when Nnamdi Azikiwe did not agree to it, Nnamdi Azikiwe, maybe he was a nationalist, he believed in one Nigeria or something, or just wanted to rule Nigeria. I don't know what it is. He did not agree. And because he did not agree, and then the Northerners were telling them that they don't want to do independence. The Northerners now said, for us to do independence, we are going to have more seats in the Federal House of Representatives in Lagos. Do you understand where that not own Nigeria? I'm telling you where it started from. So out of 317 seats in the Federal House of Assembly back then in the 50s, the North had maybe 60+%. They were the ones that were in charge of many different. That's how they started putting themselves in all of these federal offices and federal institutions and parastatals, and they had the highest number. Out of 317, they were doing almost 174, 175 seats. And then the Southern region had 140 something seats. So a lot of Nigerians do not understand all of this history, where all of this chronology of events occurred. Now, we have regional. You had different premiers doing their different things. And then, and remember again, part of that issue of that civil war, whatever it is, the Southwest was key to it, because that was where we had the Operation Wettier. I don't know if you're aware of it. There's what is called Operation Wettier in 1965.
Yeah, I heard of it.
It's Operation Wettier that birthed that coup. And in that coup, I don't want to really talk about the coup or whatever it is, but it was predominantly my Igbo brothers and sisters that led it in the army for the most part. Now, you wiped out Ademulegon. That was the highest army guy from the Southwest. You wiped out Mai Malari, the highest in the north. You wiped out Tafa Balewa. You wiped out Mr. 10%.
It's not a wiped out. Their people, their soldiers wiped them out themselves, not Igbos.
My brother.
Correct your
No, I
facts,
don't say
please.
you. I did not say you. I said they wiped out. They wiped out Tafa Balewa. They wiped out Saudana of Sokoto. They wiped out my Malari. The highest. So let me
Bongali,
finish.
wait,
Let me finish. Don't
when you
enter my chain of thought.
when you
My
giving,
brother, don't
when
mess
you
my chain of
giving
thought.
history,
I will leave it for you. I will leave
call
it
the
for you,
name
my
of
brother.
people that wipe. Say the Yoruba people wipe their out. Outside people do this. People
No,
will
hold
understand what
on.
you're giving.
I'm coming now. Let me finish now. I said my Malari in the north, the highest police, the highest soldier. In the south, Ademulegon, Yoruba man, wiped out. They didn't wipe out Odumegu Ojukwu. They didn't wipe out Aguin Rossi. No problem. You wipe out Afaba. They wiped out Afaba Balewa. They wipe out Okotiebo. That is one of the fathers of corruption, Mr. 10%, our first finance minister, Okotiebo. They wiped out Saldana of Sokoto, Ajuna. Saldana of Sokoto. They wiped them out. They wiped out many different people like that.
You must
But
finish this
hold on,
history. You must finish
I
it.
never finished. But then Nnamdi Azikiwe overstayed his stay during his vacation. Nwafor Oritu was the head of the Senate. They didn't touch him. Okpara, yeah, they wiped out Akintola, Bello, all of them. Okpara, Fani Kayode's father too, he escaped that thing. They don't catch and finish. Okpara, that was the premier of the Southeast. They didn't touch him. Nwafor Oritu is from the Southeast, and he was a senator.
Sean is not understanding what you are explaining. The Yoruba soldiers wiped out their own heads. The Hausa soldiers wiped out their own military heads. The Igbos did not wipe out their own. That is the problem. Go ahead, Bongoli.
Oh, the Igbos did not touch their own, but they touched other people. But it was one Oboshi and co that led one Oboshi that led the one that went to do Akintola. It was in Okadina and Ziogo Abifi Ejuna that held the decapitated HEAD of Saldana. And it was the IGBOs, the Igbos that according to our history that led. You remember what they did to Pam and co?
No, Bongoli, you are missing the point. The Igbos are supposed to go and kill their own Igbo leaders. That is the part that got the other ones angry. Okay, we killed our own leaders. Why didn't you kill your own? That was the problem.
Hold on. Now what they call Ogbon Sodiq. Now Ogbon Sodiq, now they won't use. You wipe, all of you wipe your own out. Don't wipe our own. Then again, your own now became the head. Your own now became the head, right? That is Agu Irosi. Agu Irosi stopped it. Kudos to him. He stopped it. And when he stopped it, he did not arrest, he arrested them, but he did not prosecute them like he wanted them to prosecute them. Now look at it here. You say thinker. You know, prosecute them, just put them for jail. They were calling for the heads of those people that did those things to their people. Nobody, they didn't do anything to them. Now, you now did that unitary system, unitary system from regional system. And that riot started in Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria.
Guys, hope you understand the history now. So when they are saying Igbo started war, understand it. Yoruba killed their own. Hausa killed their own. Igbos no kill their own. Might be the problem. Go ahead.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, I'm saying that the Akintola that they wiped out and everything, it was the Igbo officer that led it. All of the major KILLINGs that happened in the coup, it was led by Igbo soldiers.
Dynamics, you don't know your part. Kid, do you agree to what you just said?
Sorry, what did you say? I don't know my facts that I'm giving you.
No, you don't know your facts. Igbo does not have a hand in the Yorubas. The Yorubas killed their own. The Hausas killed their own. The Igbos did not kill their own. It wasn't the Igbos killing the Yorubas. No.
I'm asking you, who was the person that eliminated Akintola? What's his name?
You are the one mentioning names. Is that mentioning them?
That is Nwa Oboshi. That is Nwa Oboshi.
The Akintola that was killed from the west.
Hold on. Who was the one that wiped out Saldana of Sokoto?
Then who is the one? You that is mentioning names.
Who is the one wait, who are the people that wiped out
That
the, who is the person
that's
Oga,
what
that wiped
that's
out,
what
wait,
I
oh,
said.
who is the
Oga,
person that wiped
Bongo,
out
If
please,
35 and
when
11
Bongoli,
if
people?
when
They are
Bongoli,
telling you
please, we have
that
eight, nine people listening to you. Hold on.
hold on. Oh, let me
you full
finish.
history,
Somebody should
I'll
stop.
give you where
Somebody should substantiate what you are saying. The young
I get
soldiers came
Google Tech.
together. Hold on,
There's
hold on. The history
Google
of
Tech.
Nigeria.
Google Tech.
The young soldiers came together and wanted to wipe
My
out all
brother,
the
my
corrupt.
brother,
Hold
my
on.
brother,
The same
my
thing that
brother,
happened in Ghana, right? The same thing that happened in Ghana.
my
They came
brother,
together and want to wipe out all the corrupt people.
my
The
brother,
Yorubas were
my
sent.
brother,
The Yorubas were sent to go and
my
wipe out the
brother.
Yoruba ones.
That was
The
my
Hausa were
brother,
sent to go and wipe out the Hausa ones. They sent the Igbos
my
to go and
brother,
wipe out the Igbo ones. It
Guys,
did not.
my
let me come
brother.
in.
Okay,
Let me come in.
kids, speak, please.
Let me come in. So, I appreciate us trying to talk about the history of the things that happened in the past. But the reason I don't like dwelling on that is because some of these things were the things that led to the Civil War, and then Civil War was supposed to be followed by healing. There we had a Bure Accord and all of these things, and all the parties were supposed to, and that was what led to the issue of no victor, no vanquish. And there's supposed to be a lot of healing that's supposed to go on. Believe me, I don't like the masturbatory conversation around the who did what. Honestly, while I appreciate it, but I would always love to see the things that happened after the war, right? Believe me or not, um, like I said, I appreciate all the things that we have said, but I pretty much appreciate things that are said around what happens from now. All right. So the Igbos might, to a large extent, might be justified a little bit to feel that they are not treated well by the Nigerian state. Where I have a problem with, or what I have a problem with, is the approach. Believe me, what I have a problem with is the approach. I believe that they need to feel it is good for them to feel like they should be part of the Nigerian state. What I have a problem with is the approach. You cannot keep saying that other people are bad, that you are the only one that is good. Meanwhile, you want them to support you. You cannot keep saying that um, you cannot be saying something around, oh, you are the one that built Lagos, you are the one that built Kaduna, you are the one that built. Meanwhile, your own area. Why can't you? What happened to your own area? Why can't you build your own area? The skill you are using to build Lagos and Kaduna, why can't you use that one to build your own
Thank you
area?
for that point.
You
Thank
know,
you. Go
so
ahead.
the approach is what I don't like, and also I would expect that the Igbos have governors, the states have governors. There's governor in Enugu, there's governor in Izin. If I were the Igbos, what the Igbos need to do is to use their states as litmus tests, like model. Okay, like make Enugu like Dubai, make Imo like Shanghai, make those places good, and then put them forward and say, look at what we are doing in our states. This is what you are missing by not making us the president, right? So you cannot be absorbing your leaders at your level, at local government, at state level, of all the things that you are supposed to owe them account for, and then you keep blaming the Hausas for everything. It doesn't make sense to me, bro. So
Now,
for me,
kid.
hang on a little bit.
Let
If
him
you go
finish.
back and check, I made a comment in the comment section earlier, and I said to you that if you go check out Anambra, and if you look at all the people that have been Anambra in this republic, you'll be seeing people like Obiano of this world, of course, Peter Obi. These guys have been technocrats in their own right, bank executives. And that is what, again, the issue of around technocrats will do better. That's another conversation for another matter. All right. So what I'm trying to say is that, so it's not so much about, oh, other people. Don't blame. And I don't know if anybody paid attention to what has been going on in the last 3. It's as if all the Igbo leaders will just come together. I want to throw out some narrative outside there. 2 people former governor of I don't know if it's John Wood or something. Bongoli, I don't know if one guy said something of recent saying that they are the one that built Lagos.
I zoned
Now,
out of what that man was
so
saying. I would listen to
they
it.
say they're the one that built Lagos. One person said another. You cannot be saying things like that to other tribes that you want support for, because no single tribe, hold on, no single tribe, not even Hausas, no single tribe, no single tribe in Nigeria can become a president without the support of every other district. And you cannot keep saying that people, the Hausas are bad. You want to kill yourself in Kano. All your business are in Kano. You will not leave Kano. Despite all the fights in Kano, you are still in Kano. All the Yorubas are bad. You want to kill yourself in Lagos. All the Yorubas are bad. You want to kill yourself. Go everywhere. You are there. Why can't you go back to the east and go and develop that skill that you use? Go and use it to develop the east. So
Thank you.
so my point
This
is,
kid.
so if you are so interested in presidency, in politics, you've got to play politics, man. You nobody will come and give you power a la carte. You have to do the work. Roll up your sleeves and do the work. Get them work. And it's not in Nigeria alone. It's all over the world. If you come to people, I hear things like, oh, insanal crime. Bro, drop that crap. Everywhere in the world, the US, the UK, Canada, you have the white votes, you have the Latino votes, you have the African votes, you have the white supremacy votes, and what you do for the most part is to come up with the things to tell every section of society the things that they need to hear to make them get their vote. Period.
Together.
Kid.
Period.
In fact, if I get what to give you drink, I will give you. Now, this is why this topic is there. Igbos left their home, went and started building other places. Now, how do you want to convince those people that you are the one that built it? That's why when Ojukwu came to Lagos, when they wanted to go and open that same Alaba, Ojukwu told them, they are fools. Home is not good. Yes, they destroyed you. Why not build your home? This is my friend. He's my very good friend. This boy or this guy now on this life. Ask him. He hates Biafra with passion. Ask him. I've been telling him the same thing. These are people that there are people that will rather go and buy. Hold on, Bongoli, hold on. Bongoli, hold on. Bongoli, hold on. There are people, there are Igbos. Listen to me. There are Igbos that will still, as we're talking about this thing in 2024, there are Igbos that will still go and buy estates in Lagos. Most estates are being owned by Lagos. I don't even want to start talking about what Igbos have outside Igbo land. An Igbo man can bring 300 million and buy a property and buy an ordinary 100 by 100 in Abuja. But what does he have in the southeast? So this is our problem. Politically, we're not sound. In the southeast, nobody will come and buy those kind of lands. But we are going to, that's the point of this topic. We love Nigeria more than Nigeria love us. So yes, kids have expressed it. Very much so. But in as much as we have that as a bad thing, it's not really a bad thing. Because we are showing love to Nigeria. We are developing the whole Nigeria. But Nigeria is not developing us. Now, Bongoli, you see the way kids spoke? Kids spoke very, very well. So if you want to speak things that people can substantiate. The history, I don't know where you read your history book, but I read there was once a country by Chinua Achebe. There are so many people that gave accounts of the Biafran War. Obasanjo, in fact, almost all of them have written books. So depending on what you've read, probably you're making your submission. But I want to tell you the honest truth. The soldiers all agreed to go and kill their leaders. The Igbos didn't do their own. And then that's turned to why they slaughtered a lot. In fact, what are you saying? Even many, many years after the Civil War, they are still killing in the north. Abalosa, Abiola, they are killing so many times in Kano, in Katsina. A lot of people have to run away from the north because they are killing Igbos. Do you understand? So the idea of Masob, hold on. The idea of Masob came as the idea of Masob came as a consequence of that continuous killing to protect Igbos. And IPOB rose on top of that to say, listen, the killings are enough. Let us fight for our own place. This is years after Ojukwu has returned from exile and declared, even run under the Nigerian politics on APGA. He ran as a president, which you bear witness that P2B was his running mate, and that's correct. So we need to say things as it is. Listen, Nigeria's history is not even dark. Do you want to talk about UK history? Do you want to talk about American history? Everybody have a history. It's not more about the history. As bad as Nigerian history might sound or look, now it is the time for us to look ourselves in the eye, sit down around the table and say, listen, How do we march forward? How do we go forward?
Okay.
All this tribalism does not help anyone. In the UK, our prime minister is not from me. It's not even a white person. Do you understand? So it is time for us to tell ourselves the truth. Go ahead.
Let me chime in here. I'm not going to talk about the coup anymore. I'm not going to talk about all of those histories anymore. Let's talk about where we are today. If you look at the Nigerian voting power from a sub-regional level, the Southeast has the lowest numbers year on year. So that means even if because in Nigeria's politics as of today, and according to Josie, when we're having a conversation, it is based on religion and tribe, right? For the most part, and less of competence and all of that stuff. Now, you are already disadvantaged, or the Southeast region is already disadvantaged when it comes to voting power. What I would have loved for my Southeastern brothers and sisters to be doing today is dialoguing and negotiating. Don't just put all your eggs into one basket. The APC, for example, as a party, is not loved in the Southeast. But coincidentally, the APC controls 2 states in the Southeast. That is where we talk about dialoguing and negotiation. Now, you say, okay, I was in PDP before. PDP has failed me. I served PDP for 23 years. They didn't give me anything. So now I am going to switch to Labour Party. Labour Party was a special purpose vehicle. You can see that most of them, if not all of them, they are rogues. But it's just, they were just pushing that SPV agenda and all of that stuff. Now the question is, what are my numbers? How can I negotiate? How can I negotiate with these different power blocks? Now you see today that Peter Obi that ran in the last election is going to the north. He's trying to build alliances. I wish him the very best. Because when you look at the numbers don't lie. You need to build alliances. You, for example, we are having a conversation here. You may not want to hear what anybody is saying. What you are saying is what you are saying. Okay, it's fine, it's no problem. But you just made a statement here, you are going to develop other places. What is the meaning of development? I think I explained to you here. I'm going to say something that's going to be very hurtful here, but people should not take it that I'm trying to be hurtful or anything. No. But I just want to give historical facts here. Lagos State became a colony in 1861. The first set of times that the Igbos began to navigate and move around Nigeria was when Nigeria became amalgamated in 1914. And they started moving. And they started moving because of economic prosperity. The Southeast economically may not be that viable. And they started moving. And the Igbos are traders. And started moving for where prosperity is. They didn't stay in their land. It's okay, it's not a problem. We need our Igbo brothers and sisters. They are very good in trading and the likes. But when you go to these places and start saying that you develop like Nwanyamu, that man, I'm done. Like that man Nwanyamu, what's his name? The head of Ohanes Igbo. Going up and down, you will see him on Arise TV and on different stations, going all around.
Bongoli. The only thing I don't like about you is when you misinform people and you call it wisdom. Listen to me, please. And if I say anything wrong that is not substantiated, correct me. Ojuku's dad was the richest man, not in Nigeria, in the whole West Africa. Yes or no?
That is not
when Queen Elizabeth came to Nigeria, Ojuku's dad's Rolls Royce was used to ferry her around Nigeria. Yes or no? He was into transport business. Onitsha main market is the biggest market in the whole West Africa. In fact, America did a survey and said the amount of millionaires per square. Listen, you don't understand the wealth of Igbos because you don't know who owes what. That's why sometimes when we speak, some people will feel like we are arrogant. It's because before an Igbo man will come and tell you, say, I have money, Baba, he gets her. He's been building for years, you don't know. Or people come and started talking when he started talking. You guys don't know
We are
what he had.
moving.
So
We are
what I'm
moving.
trying to say is, for you to say we left the southeast to go where there's prosperity, wrong statement. The guy that owned Landmark said that when he looked at Landmark, Landmark was robbed. It was a slum, and he developed it. Those are examples that the
Okay,
governor, the former governor of Enugu State gave. So when you are
hold on.
speaking,
Can you
you
now
are speaking to
explain?
intelligent
Can you now
audience.
explain,
Please.
Odera, can you now explain to us why the Yorubas did not move all around Nigeria, or why the Northerners did not move all around Nigeria like the Igbos moved all around? Now, let me tell you
Now
something. The Southeast land.
let me explain
Let me
that.
finish.
You asked
Let
me
me
a
finish.
question. Let me
Let me
explain.
finish. Let me finish. In Anambra, for example, about 60% of the land is under erosion, gully erosion. Fact. And if you
Anambra
look at the
have erosion
southeastern
problem.
region,
Yes.
yes, and if you look at the southeastern region, it is mountainous. It's mountainous. You have valleys, you have mountains, and all of that. In Enugu, for example, they have serious water issues, drinking water, and all
Yes.
of that stuff.
Yes.
So you need to look at the landscape, and the clay, the sand, the soil is clay soil for the most part. It is not that viable for farming like that per se.
Enugu has
Compared
the
to
best farms. Listen, Jesus
wait,
Christ. Listen, you know there are layers of soil, of earth. You have the clay, you have the muddy, you have the. Go ahead, go ahead.
These are
Land.
conversations we are having here. It's just like in Lagos, for example, the soil in Lagos is not viable for farming. Lagos is not a good place for farming. Where you have the most viable lands for farming is in the north, especially the north central.
For some things,
So,
yes. For some crops, yes. Go ahead.
So you need to look at the different type of soil topography, and let us ask the questions. What pushed the Igbos out of the southeast and into different parts of Nigeria? Now, like I was continuing, it was when Nigeria became amalgamated. Wait now. It was when Nigeria became amalgamated in 1914. They started saying, okay, and then Lagos became that colony and all of that stuff, and they started migrating, looking for economic prosperity. Now, another thing that really irks me is, oh, we develop with this, with that. We have evidence. And please, guys, don't take this as a negative thing. It's okay. What I'm about to say. We have evidence that as of in 1920s or 1930s, the Abakaliki women were wearing clothes. The high-class ones in the society were wearing clothes and saying they were wearing the clothes of the Southwestern women. Facts. Evidence. In the 1960s and all of that, we still had some of our Igbo brothers and sisters walking naked, and Okpara had to pass a bill and say anybody that they catch walking naked up and down, they will arrest them and sue them and fine them. Now, is it these same people that will now say that they are developing all other regions in Nigeria?
Did you see the picture? Hold on. Did you see the picture Peter Bochele was sharing with what's it called? This one of your Yoruba leaders with all the naked kids, and he said it was 1952. Did you see the picture?
Which one?
Your leader, a Yoruba leader, was in class with Pram, and all of them are naked. And actually, they are supposed. So listen.
Wait, no. Can you? The Yorubas have already been wearing Ashoke since time immemorial. The Ashoke came from the
and we had our you watch the old Nollywood movies now. At least we started Nollywood movies early on. We had our start clothes. We use our badge to do the clothes where we used to cover our up and cover our down. You understand that the typical Igbo clothes is just wrapper for men, and then the women will just wear what do you call it? Anyway, listen to me. Bongoli. You said some things about the land erosion. I agree. Igbos don't dwell on farming. Igbos are business people. Transport business, any other thing. Like you said, you said that. I want to correct some things, because when you are saying, how can it be these same people? Listen, it is not arguable. The facts are there. Igbos for the longest time didn't care about politics. All they were doing was their business.
So we're not talking about politics here, my brother. I was talking about why they were migrating.
Yeah, I understand. I'm answering your question. I'll answer your question. Now, if you understand business, you will know that if you increase your customer base, then the more money. So typically, Igbos don't like forget that we're agitating, yes. But Igbos don't like the idea of Biafra, which will limit us to just us, right? We want a one united Nigerian. Hold on now. Bongoli, I allow you to talk. Allow me to talk, please. It's a privilege. It's a privilege. Now,
You know, let me talk.
let's remind back to the fathers of Nigeria. You have Tafawa Balewa, not now. You have Awolowo from the west, and you have Nnamdi Azikiwe. Do you know that Nnamdi Azikiwe is regarded as Zik of Africa? He was called Zik of Africa. He wasn't even talking about Biafra. He wasn't even thinking about Nigeria. He was thinking of Africa. Do you understand? So you need to understand the mindset of a typical Igbo man. You know, if you go to Ethiopia, you see Igbos. If you go to Cameroon, you see Igbos. So the idea that you think that we are so limited in our capacity to develop Nigeria is wrong. We have been migrating, doing business across board, across different people, even joining the slave trade as well. Very, very well.
Please let me come in.
Wait,
Chill.
No, allow Kid to come in. Kid, come in.
before you come in,
Chill.
if you know when you talk, I don't say a word.
Wait.
No.
Bongoli,
Please, I beg you.
I know I'm saying you should
Whatever
chill.
you say, I know, I'm sorry.
Okay,
In whatever you say,
Okay, go
please
ahead.
don't mention slavery. I don't want to go into a dark history of the Igbos. Omoti talk. Don't mention slavery. I don't want to go there because I will hurt people. What Omoti talk.
See,
Let
for
me mute.
me, when I'm having conversations like this, I'm very conscious of the fact that some of the things we're going to be saying will be sensitive, and the only reason I have conversation is and then what? Because you can go all around. My own is any conversation that I have, and we cannot have, okay, then what can we do better? Or what should we do now? Which is why I kept saying some things that we have the dark history, the dark aspect of history, that even the people that were involved in some of these things might not really be proud of some of these things. Facts that if you call them to come and do things, they will tell you that there are certain things that they will do better if they have a chance to redo them. All right. So but history are what they have, right? So what is the way forward in my view? I'm saying to you that I'm going to say this to you guys. Peter Obi is one product that I feel that it is very easy for anybody to push Peter Obi forward. Even if you are pushing him forward because he's Igbo, you can easily push Peter Obi forward easily without you saying it is Igbo, because there are so many non-Igbos that are very passionate about the person of Peter Obi. Fact, Bongoli and I have a mutual friend that is Yoruba, that they fought because the guy was a passionate supporter of Peter Obi. As good as Peter Obi is as a good product, a lot of Igbos will let the chance that Peter Obi has in the coming election to even be blinker than it was in the last election. Obi is going to be a less attractive product if the Igbos go about the way they are going. Facts. If you did election today in Nigeria, Obi will get in Lagos. Obi will get less vote than he got in the last election. Do you know why? Because when the Yorubas were don't take my word for it. Go to the
No. I know what they did to GRV, so I know that he wouldn't even win anything. So yeah, that mindset is still in Lagos.
And do you know the GLB? But calm down. Maybe I mean they talk calm now. See, there's a reason why the GLB thing came about. People genuinely voted Obi. I have friends who Obi did not pay a jack. They were the ones that stood as agent in the area where I grew up. Obi won Tinubu landslide because Yorubas voted for Tinubu. But
I appreciate that. A lot of Yorubas support Peter Obi. Yes, we acknowledge that.
Immediately after the election, before the governorship election, a lot of Yorubas that voted Obi, they started regretting that they voted Obi because they were hearing things that was making it seem like Obi was about the Igbo agenda. I'm serious. They were beginning to see, and that is what you see till today.
No.
So wait.
No.
I choose my
land.
I choose my words carefully. Odera. I said something before. I said Obi. I'm not talking about what I know about Obi. I was the one that first told you that Obi is a good product to push forward. I'm saying to you that after that election, presidential election, the signs that people, the Yorubas were seeing, it was seeming as though Obi was about the Igbo. It was not necessarily about the competence of Obi. True, bro. You can argue it, but facts don't lie. I'm saying to you that, and the way people are going about every time that the Igbos have the chance to talk, especially the Igbos that are there, they always rub it in by saying that they developed Lagos, they developed Nigeria. Nobody will hear that and be okay. The question will be, when you guys were developing, what were we doing?
All right, kid. Thank you for your submission. I always like.
What were you doing?
No. I always like the way you approach issues. On one part, I've said that point is even why I'm very, very angry about the Igbos, right? Because did they do these things? Yes, but will anybody accept it? No, because it's not their land. Your own land is lying desolate. So why are you doing it for other people?
What did they even do?
No.
Calm down.
No. Let us say they didn't do anything. Listen, the question should be,
wait.
Kid, you made a point I want to build on.
No, let me let my point.
Okay, go on.
See, I'm an economist.
Mm-hmm.
One of the popular quotes in Economist by Adam Smith is that the baker wakes up in the morning and bakes bread. It is not because he likes the consumer. The baker wakes up to bake bread and sell bread because he wants to make money. In a capitalist economy, everybody is selfish. And that is what drives capitalism. So the Igbos don't like Nigeria. The Igbos left Anambra or left Igbo not because they like Nigeria. They are in Idumota because that is where the money is. They are in Pandwood Aba because that's where the money is, bro. It is not because they love Nigeria. Period. Thank you.
This guy just messed me up. Okay, give me some time. I need to put my thoughts together. Listen, yeah.
Please,
hold on, Bongoli, hold on, because kid, the first time I agree with him, now he just messed me up. But hold on, right? Please, Lebanese, he just came now. Please be patient, please. Now we need to understand something. I've made an analogy before. I said, if somebody keeps saying, you don't like me, what do? You bring them closer, you hug them, right? Now, you've also said your own part. Why are you always saying you are the one that built this place? Now, that can sound arrogant. I understand that point. And I'm also part of the people that are saying, go and build that Igbo land. Prove that you are the one that built all these other places. That said, let's now go back to the points. Let's leave P2B for one side. Let's leave Tinubu for one side. Let's talk about the politics of Nigeria. Kid said something. He said, and what next? How do we move on from here? Now, we have a railway system that we borrow so much money for, that all of us are suffering. Don't forget, if there is any hardship anywhere, the Southeast is even worse. If you sell for 10 naira in Lagos, definitely it's going to be 20 naira in the Southeast. Do you understand? Now, because of that, how do we enjoy what other parts are enjoying? Southeast don't have any railway. We've established that Southeast doesn't have any seaport. These people don't have any major, not even a Jakarta Steel, not any major infrastructure. Do you understand? Now, while we are passing all through this, we don't have any appointments in government. Our intake in the military, police, and every other parastatal is the lowest. Now, when these people say they are marginalized, you can understand where they are coming from. It is not a point to say, oh, because they said they are the best, that's why they are saying they are marginalized. No. These are two different issues. Yes, they can boast of the establishment in business and economics. They are probably running most of the banks, but that does not mean that politics does not affect them negatively. You can be championing one or two sectors, but the other sector that you're not championing, you can be dealt with a heavy blow. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, Kate landed with a very powerful point, right? That I could be in the UK, not because I like UK, but because it is a greener pasture for me and my family. And that's a very heavy point. Now I keep asking myself, where's the patriotism in Nigeria? God forbid, had it been Nigeria went to war with Niger, do you think Nigerians, whether it is stick that they have in their hand, will see a Niger kill, or would you think they will be pointing to where Nigerian soldiers are to betray them? That is patriotism. That is why you see an American, he doesn't care what state he comes from, he says America first. So we need to tackle this sense of belonging, imbibe everybody in that Nigerian project, give everybody a oneness spirit so that we will feel as Nigerians everywhere. Now, if I ask you what is the Nigerian spirit or what is our common purpose or common goal or common whatever, we don't know. All we have is Igbo this. What is what the Yoruba want? This is what the Hausa want. This is what the Fulani want. And that's why I say there's an ideological problem. In the southeast, if somebody catch a thief, once they say Ronyo, before you know what is happening, tie on the person's neck, they will burn him to ashes. In the north, it's not the same. Somebody was saying, I think I was watching somebody's live, I think it was at the Freeze Live. He said, if you catch a criminal in Canada, nobody there touches him, even the police. Because their ideology as a people is not economical. Do you understand? In the north, if you're still, it might not be a problem, but if you speak against their religious belief, they will stone you immediately. In the southeast, you can insult any religion you want, nobody cares. So ideologically, we are not the same people. These are the problems. But can we function as an administration? Of course, but recognizing our differences. So that said, we need to be speaking to issues, not to be bragful, because listen, yes, go on. I don't think go on is like what the kid was referencing, that these people might not be proud of what they did. They are still proud of it. Go on came and spoke to Tinubu. He said, yes, during our own time, we still survive without these people. So in essence, although we release Sunday Boho, Yoruba man, although we return the passport of Sowore back to him, no, we can still hold them the kind of back. After all, if they want to be doing their sister to let them continue, it doesn't affect us. Naira can still get stronger. No, that's not the mentality. You are still not giving these people a sense of belonging to feel like they're as Nigerian as you. These are the points we're supposed to be tackling. How do we make things fair? How do we bring justice to the system? These guys have something to offer. They are the best in most competitions. I mean, talk about education or secondary schools or whatever. Even though the cutoffs are very high for these universities, they are still getting in there. No matter what we throw at them, they are still making bread. So how do we get these people to the contract?
Your conversation is very broad. Which guys, when you say these guys, which guys are you referring to?
I'm talking about the Igbos marginalization here.
Okay.
Are you getting it? So listen, Igbos don't have any other country apart from Nigeria, whether you like it or not. Whether it is a forceful marriage or a willful one, they are still Nigerians by default.
And the Hausas have different countries?
No, that's what I'm saying. So as far as you understand that point, that we are all in one country, you have to make them feel as one.
Let me tell you where I get lost. When you started this conversation you just had right now, right? You made it very broad. And I was nodding my head saying, okay, this is exactly what we're discussing. Where I have a problem with your conversation is that you always find a way to narrow it down as if all the solution with the problem is left with the Igbo people. And that is very wrong. A couple of comments you made that are not factual. Igbos are not the richest in Hausas are. You see how I am Yoruba, and I'm telling you, with my footsteps, Hausas are richer, right? You know why? Because it is fact. It is not just me trying to be tribalistic. There are some certain facts.
Lebanese, if you ask Sean, hold on that point, if you ask Sean, I told Sean in our DM that the Hausas have been in power since 1950. So ordinarily, they are the richest part of Nigeria. But if you check the statistics of Nigeria, the poorest part of Nigeria is still from the north, which doesn't make sense. So I am not saying that Igbos are the richest. I said, see, when they said the number of millionaires, when they said the biggest tribe in terms of the most successful tribe, these are what they are counting. From 20 pounds in 1970 till date, what they've accomplished, that is the point. Not to say that if you go to Forbes list, that an Igbo man is there. No.
Lebanese, my brother. Soloji, order, please. Soloji, hold on. Soloji, please.
On that
Soloji, before you ask the question, please.
Go ahead, Bongoli. I can go ahead.
You know why? I'm sorry. You are my brother. I apologize. I'm sorry. Odera, Niger Lebanese was on a chain of thought. Let us not interrupt him. Let us not interrupt anybody. You see, I've not said anything all this while because we want to listen and have good conversation. And I'll still come back to that 20 pounds conversation because you gave misinformation on the 20 pounds conversation. Please, Soloji, go ahead.
Okay. Odera, so this was what I was going to say, right? My own is very simple. Bongoli is into politics. Kid is an economist, right? But one thing we all have in common here on this life right now is we all, one way or the other, partook in that election, right? I'm going to throw a few questions, right? And I want you to give me your honest opinion. Don't go by what you think. Just give me your honest opinion. If that election in Nigeria was run free and fair, listen to me very well, free and fair, free of any kind of rigging or whatever the case is, do you think Obi would win that election?
Obi even won.
Okay, I would tell you right now, because I was going to ask you 2 or 3 more questions, right? I was going to ask you 2 or 3 more questions just to get you to see where your mind is. But you went straight to my third question and you gave the answer. And I'll straight tell you to your face right now. And please, I promise you, I'm saying this in a very loose term, right? The answer you gave is very delusional. Extremely delusional. I'll be honest with you. I was a Peter Obi fan. Hold on, and I'll break it down to you. I am a Peter Obi fan. You understand what I'm saying? But you see, this behavior of what some of us, and I'm putting myself because again I'm an Obi fan, this behavior that we have started exhibiting is exactly why Obi may never even get to that person.
I don't care if Obi gets or not. You guys need to understand that my interest in Nigeria is for the betterment of Nigeria for Nigeria. Not the personal. No, it's not a personal thing.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
You see, let me break down a few points to you, right? Number one, I'm not stupid to know that Tinubu rigged. I'm also not stupid to know that what's his name? Atiku rigged. Matter of fact, I'm also not stupid to know that there were people that rigged on behalf of Obi too. Let's call a spade a spade. However, one thing I would tell you is that it became a game of let the biggest boy win, right? And Tinubu won. But I can also look at you in your face and tell you that Tinubu did not rig because of Obi. Tinubu was less bothered about Obi. Tinubu rigged because of Atiku. And that's fact. If you sit down here and you tell me you know politics of Nigeria, hold on.
That's fact. When you make that statement, I mean, we're not gullible people. You cannot just say, and that's fact. Listen,
it is fact.
Lebanese, you're in America. Listen to me, Lebanese, you're in America. Listen.
Or they are letting land, or they are letting.
No, he's already made another point that I don't like. Listen, let me report you on that, Lebanese. You are in America. Before an election, there is something that is called what they call it again. When people vote on TV to gauge how the election is. Bongoli, help me.
Poll.
What is it called?
Polls.
Yeah, they do polls, right? Peter Obi was winning in all those polls. Now, most often than not, I'm not saying it's factual, but most often than not, in the UK, in the America, in elsewhere, once that poll gives you an idea of what could be achievable or what could be the reality. Now, the simple question we keep asking people from other parties is, if I don't really need to rig to win, which you've alluded to that Tinubu rigged, right? Then why do I need to rig? And you said Atiku that PDP, P2B left the PDP to join Labour Party at the 11th hour.
Okay,
that Wike is not supporting. So at the end of the day, you need to be factual in what you are saying. You can't say that Obi couldn't have won and you say that is a fact.
Okay.
It's not, because the polls were there to advise us otherwise. Go ahead.
Please, everybody on comment section, can you guys beg or dare for Christ's sake to just let me make 1 point success and not?
I will mute.
Please, if you can do that. Oh, there, look at what you came back with. You just told me about a poll. Who are those that get on the poll? Those of us that have access to Instagram and those of us that go on, those of us that are public. Did you know that the real women that are in the markets that sell tomatoes and sell rice, did you know that they are the real voters? Did you know that many of us that came on the internet didn't even go out to vote, but we took polls because we had love? So my brother, again, if your basis is off of polls that people took, again, then that thought is delusional to think that Obi actually won that election. Again, I'm sitting down here, I'm proudly saying that I'm an Obi fan, but your rebuttal to me was a poll. I think if people put on Instagram right now, right? You guys know how people come on Instagram and they say, what do you think? Take a poll, yes or no. Everybody can easily go on Instagram and tap yes. But on the day of election, who are the real voters? The local women that don't even have access to Instagram. The local women that don't even have access to Facebook. Those are the real voters. Those are the people that are getting the bag of rice to vote for people. So for you to even come here and use that as a rebuttal just shows me that you're not in depth into politics. Obi did not win that election. Obi won places that are very, very, how can I say, that are youth based. Put it that way.
Urban cities.
Right. Obi won Lagos, right? Obi won Lagos. That Lagos put him out there. You understand what I'm saying? And because Lagos put him out there, and a few educated young people voted for him, all of a sudden, it was eluded that Obi has already won the election. You guys keep forgetting that you have places like Kano, you have places like, like the whole North. They did not care about Obi. It's just like in the United States, right? Bongo, and to this, there are certain states that you have to win in the United States to win the whole election, right? Yes or no? If you don't take those
are the swing states: Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Those states swing.
Exactly.
There are some they never swing, like Bongo, all those where we are: Texas, Mississippi, Arkansas,
Nigeria has
Louisiana.
States. What are those states?
Nigeria has what?
Some of those key states that you have to take.
Okay. So, in the north, for example, you have like Core North. Core North is Zamfara, Sokoto, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, and Kebbi.
Okay.
Now,
good.
Those states, their base is CPC for the most part, and CPC entered APC. So by default, they will always be giving APC votes.
Now, thank you. Obi win.
What did you say?
How many of those states did Obi win on the election?
Obi did not get 1% there.
Let us and again, when I use the word delusion, that's why I apologize first before I use the delusion. Just means
please. I want to respond. Give me 1 second. You will continue. Please.
I'm almost done.
I've not even spoken yet. Now I've not even spoken.
Almost done. Me, I just wanna come here. I just want to come here and say that of these things that I've proven to you here right now, that Obi did not even take any of the key states that you need to win the presidential election, and you came here and told me that Obi won the election, just tells me that, again, it boils down to him being an Igbo guy. And for me, I just care about who's going to fix Nigeria. I don't care if you're Hausa, Igbira, Igbo, Edo, or whatever the case is, right? I was never a Tinubu fan. This is my brother here, Bongoli. He will tell you. I call him on the back end and I'll be like, Omo, I know too badun Tinubu. You understand what I'm saying? But I also knew from the jump that Obi was a small boy compared to those people. Bongoli, let's even go into another fact. Political parties is a lifestyle, right?
Please give me time now. We only have 1 hour. This thing will cut. So you can't be going here and there. Please give me. No, he has already landed. He has landed on the part. He says he wants to go to another part. Hold on, please. Listen. When you are talking to me, you are talking to somebody who has been invested so much into Nigerian politics since 2014. Now, hold on. You made some statements that were only on social media. Now, I want to ask you a question. Those of us who are core Obi fans have families. I know how much I spent in the election. I know how many friends of mine that spent millions. Some people flew down to Nigeria for the purpose of the election, came back straight after the election. Now, what you are telling me is that all of us amount to nothing. We're only social media. We didn't participate in the election. Fine and good. It's a given. Give it to you. Now, you also said that we are only popular in Lagos, right? That we're not popular elsewhere. Now, does Igbos, or if you said the only Igbos voted for him because Igbo, hold on now, please. You're answering your points one by one. Are Igbos also in the north? Are Igbos in Kanu? Are Igbos in all these other places? Are Igbos in Lagos? Now, listen. I'm going to make my point and I'm going to land. Now, we need to understand one thing, yeah? When people are making noise, when Nigerians are making noise or they say something go viral and the government starts responding, it's purely because it does not just stop on the phones and keypad. Somebody also walk the talk. Now, I am in part of so many groups. If you go on Facebook, some of them are still open. There were so many groups. People were actively spending money. Listen, I know so many celebrities that were on the streets, in the markets. You think Nigerians don't have sense? A lot of people were extremely tired, Yorubas included. In fact, the top people that were even championing Obi were not even Igbos. Obi disconnected himself from the Igbo aspect. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. A lot of IPOB guys were told to sit back, let's push this guy. And listen, people did not participate in the election that way because he's Igbo. People were supporting Obi because even in Igbo land now, if we talk about politicians that we can trust, I think it's only Peter Obi. There's nobody else. So you need to understand what I'm saying. When we say that
Okay.
it is Obi that won that election, it is not because of all these things you are saying. It is a social media party. These guys were actively scared of what this guy was able to do. People were filling stadiums. In fact, what is it called? INEC could not even meet up with giving cards to people. The voters card. We were seeing cats in gutters. Hold on. We are seeing cats being buried. We are seeing cats being thrown away in forests. Listen, everything was reported actively. That is why when all this happened, what Supreme Court, hold on, what Supreme Court based their judgment was that the electoral law as amended was only giving power to the INEC chairman to declare a winner. It was not saying that all the illegalities did not
Answer my
happen.
simple question. Did people rig the election on behalf of Peter Obi? Yes or no? I'm waiting.
How does that even
Know that
matter?
answer, but you
No,
know that they
why
rigged
does
the
that
election
even
on
matter
behalf
when people
of
die?
everybody
Listen,
else.
people were killed in Port Harcourt, people
Did
died,
people
people lost
rig the
their lives,
election on
people
behalf
were
of
bruised,
Peter
people had
Obi? It's a
issues.
very simple question. It's a very simple question.
Oh
Did
my
people rig the
goodness.
election on behalf of Peter Obi? Yes or no?
So they were carrying
Just
ballots,
answer the
shooting in
question, my
Lagos,
brother. Now,
disrupting
it's a yes or
everything
no.
because of P2B or because of Tinubu.
You're not
Can we
answering.
stop this, please?
Dodging it.
Our
You're
own generation is proving to be worse than these guys. And this is where it pains me so much. Our own current youth now, this is why I think the youth are even more messed up. We're even supporting it for more than the oldies. Come on. Guys, it's fire tonight, man. It's fire tonight. Like, we're now jumping to another topic. We're discussing Nigerian past election. And hopefully this will be my last one for the night. You know, it's terrible to think that people are still alluding that Obi lost the election. I can't phantom that idea. How can you believe somebody that rigged the election? Okay, so he rigged the election that he won, win it. So we need to get our facts right. Please, don't allow anybody that is, part of the other side to come and convince you that with all the noise made, that was built at the back of NSAS that Obi lost the election. Obi did not lose any election. Obi did not lose any election, right? Nigeria happened to Obi. And I think this is why Nigeria will probably stay the way it is for the longest time, because we have youth thinking the way they are thinking. Why did APC have to rig election if Obi didn't win?
Obi win that election, my brother. We're all Obi camp and he lost woefully.
People were at the polling pit shouting LOP 71, LOP 72. So all of that was for nothing.
You know what? I said Obi was famous in urban. Obi said the same thing. But for you to sit down here and say people didn't rig on behalf of Obi means you're lying, because you know.
I did not say the people didn't rig on behalf of Obi. I didn't say that. You were making that. You are asking me that question. I didn't respond. Lebanese, please. For God's sake, we know they give shishi. Why are you rigging? We know they give shishi. If you are rigging because you really want him to win, we didn't pay you for that. But we know there are people that came with talks. There are people that have a grab it, snatch it, take it by force mentality. Obi didn't have that. Obi is a gentleman to the core.
Do you want us to talk?
On their own.
Bongoli talk. I'm only reporting what he's saying.
A smaller rig than a bigger one. Come on.
Solo G, I'm going to ask people honest questions here, including Odera, Omoti, and yourself, Naja Lebanese. Honest questions here. Now, in the last elections that we did, and all of that stuff, Odera, I want to ask you a question. Please, can you turn on your camera? Thank you.
I'm charging my phone. My battery is low, but yeah, can hear you.
I'm charging my phone like this as I'm talking. My battery is low too. Now, let me ask you this question. In Sokoto State, do you think Obi won Sokoto State?
Maybe not outright. No.
Not outright.
Do you think Obi could have scored 10% in Sokoto State?
What?
Yeah. Doable.
Udasham.
No, I'm saying, are you confident to say Obi?
What's the basis of saying Udasham? What's your basis? Again, we're the most tribalistic, and we call it most tribalistic.
Stop.
Are you saying that some people don't have up to 10 educated people or sensible people that can vote to Obi?
All these unrealistic expectation is not happening.
He said 10%. 10.
Oh my God.
Okay. question.
Please
You
let me
answer the
talk
question.
now. Let me
You
talk.
answer the question.
Please. Please. I'm asking people in the comment section also, you can put your comments there. Odera, could Obi have scored 10% in Kebbi State?
Even more than
Kebbi. In Zamfara. Remember, Obi was competing against Atiku and President Tinubu. And he said, come more than 10% in Kebbi.
He also have a running mate from that side as well, remember?
Oh, that didn't win his polling booth. He didn't win his polling unit.
You know the polling booth matter, that even Tinubu did not win his Lagos. Tinubu did not win his Lagos. Go ahead.
But that he did not even win his polling unit. Too. It was Atiku that won his polling unit.
Did Tinubu win his own? Did Tinubu win Lagos?
Tinubu won his polling unit now. Wait, I'm asking you
polling unit. Lagos.
My brother, I will give you Dati Baba Ahmed's polling unit result. Atiku scored 102.
In that one, I also told you that Tinubu didn't win Lagos.
Oh my God, this is why I don't like. You know, this is the first time I'm coming online in a long time.
You want to agree? You want me to agree to you, but you don't want to agree to me. Bongoli, answer my own question. Did Tinubu win Lagos?
He lost Lagos now.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Is that an argument? Is that an argument?
No, that's his argument.
You are getting angry. I agree to that. That he lost his own word.
I'm not getting angry. I'm not getting angry. I just thought you said that when I talked about Kebbi State, you said, of course, he will score more than 10% in Kebbi. You now said, after all, he has his vice is from the north. I now said that particular vice, you know, even his polling unit in Zaria, that it was Atiku that won the polling unit in Zaria. Zaria is in Kaduna State. Too. Atiku scored 102. President Tinubu scored 98. He scored maybe 16 or something like that, if my memory serves me right. So you are now saying that one in Zaria that could not win his own polling unit will now make Obi win in Kebbi State. Now let's move forward. In what you call Zamfara, could Obi have scored 5% in Zamfara State?
You know, it don't make sense. If Tinubu did not win in Lagos, does that mean he didn't win in other states? So if you lost your word, if you lost your polling unit, does that mean you cannot win elsewhere?
The reason why I started in
Northwest. 6 million. So what are you talking?
Odera, you missed the whole point. You missed the whole point.
No, let me finish. Let me finish, please. There's a reason why I'm starting with Northwest. Listen, this is why people lost the last election. Because now they calm down. Not you, Sology. You all there. Now, now they win election. Because now they calm down. They do correct forensic analysis. Now, I've got 3 states. Now, the first state is Jigawa.
I don't blame you. Now, Yakubu, I blame. Now, Mahmoud.
Wait, Jigawa State, for example. Kolobi have scored 10% in Jigawa State.
See, all over the north, he could easily sweep 25.
See. Odera, let's make this thing.
You can't tell me that there are not 25% of those people that are educated.
Odera, let's make this thing fun, please. Could he have scored 10% in Jigawa State? Could Obi have scored more than? And do you know that it was Badaru that was the governor of Jigawa State, and Badaru is President Tinubu's right-hand man. But we move forward. Back then, I never finished. Then, can you hit your chest and say that Obi will score 10%?
But you even just listen to what he just said. That somebody is the governor and is Tinubu's right-hand man. Are you talking about structure, or are you talking about the people's election? Because Nigerian presidency, as it stands, we don't do electoral college. All we do is majority, right?
Make I finish now. Then could he have scored 10% in Kano?
Even more. There's a lot of people in Kano. What are you talking about?
Could he have scored 10% in Kaduna?
Yes.
Say yes also.
Okay, could he have scored 10% in Katsina?
More than even in Katsina.
Okay, now let me now break your spine. Let me now break your spine. Do you know that the same amount of the vote, why I said the Northwest, 7 states, is because Northwest has the highest volume of votes. The second highest volume is Southwest. The Southeast has the least, by the way. Now, why I talk about the Northwest is because if you remove,
you are not really capturing the demographics. Okay, let me ask you this question, Gongoli. How many million are the Igbos?
Let me talk. Odera, let me talk.
See how you're going back to the Igbos again. So it's not about Igbos voting for the right.
He's talking about the North and saying that they will not vote for Peter. So how many? So that 5 states, how many do we make up there?
I will finish this point. Odera, Nigeria Lebanese, with this point I want to make, I'll finish it. The Northwest has the highest number of votes. President Tinubu scored his highest votes in the Northwest, not even in the Southwest. Do you know that President Tinubu scored about 2.6 million votes in that Northwest? That Northwest. That's why. What is my neck? I never finished. Wait, see. Bongoli. This is why people lose. Bongoli. Let me finish.
Elections started as early as 6 o'clock in some parts of Nigeria. And elections started as late as 2 p.m. in the east.
I'll finish this point. There's nothing you do. I'll finish this point.
You're rigged.
That 2.6 million votes. That 2.6 million votes. Let me talk now. That 2.6 million votes that President Tinubu got in the Northwest. If you remove that 2.6 million votes from the total amount of votes that President Tinubu got, it's still more than Peter Obi's total votes in the election.
Children voting,
in the whole election.
What do you call it? Kids voting with video evidences. Kids will be voting, underage voting, all this nonsense.
There was underage voting in the South.
Who that on 2.6? With the hardship that Buhari dealt on people.
Wait, there was underage voting in the Southeast now.
Bongoli, can I bring
video evidence?
One point? Bongoli, please, Odera, please, just this point.
No, I'm not finished.
Wait, Bongoli, no, I want you to talk on it.
You are living in your own analysis. Nobody's buying that your analysis.
Odera, hold on 1 second. I want Bongoli to buttress on this point, right? Because he knows more about that switch. Let's not even forget that your guy, who is also my guy, but honestly, I'm slowly deviating away because of this kind of behavior. Because I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, and I'll tell you why. Because honestly, the amount of bullying that I saw from Obi's fans, it was very disappointing. Obi himself would have deviated away from you guys, the way you guys were oppressing people. But let me say this to you, right? Please, let's not forget that. What party was Obi originally?
PDP.
Okay. And then he did what?
He left to LP.
Right before when?
Just before the election.
Just before the election. Please, I want to submit today that a party is a lifestyle. You have to believe in what they stand for.
But Nigerians vote by give me money, give me abaraisi, give me...
Wait. And I agree with you. So are you now sitting down here and submitting that Obi had certain interests? That's why he did the move. Because you just said Nigerians vote by right.
That's why I said he's the only one that didn't do it. Which the educated force or the middle class of Nigeria. So when Bongoli come up with his analogy, that's why I said he's living in his analysis, which is not correct.
Another question.
Because are you saying that in those states they don't have educated people who know that
Bongo, if Obi would have went as president, if Obi would have went as president and Atiku agreed to be vice president, would Obi have went as PDP? Yes or no?
Yes.
I rest my case. You just made my point.
Now, Odera, now let me say something. You said my analysis, blah, blah, blah. Do you know that Peter Obi did not score 25% in which states? In Akwa Ibom?
That INEC, Yakubu, forget it. Okay. I'm telling you that the whole Europe and America, which was released today, confirmed that the election was rigged.
Someone that
came out and said, listen,
before election. You want me to trust the full judgment? Listen, I had to watch Obi, right? I like what he stands for. Hold on. Listen.
Let me.
You cannot tell me anything. Listen,
you said you are for Obi because I you said you are for Obi. Let me tell you something.
Hold on.
Yakubu Mahmoud used his own mouth to say it. He said he authorized late deployment to the southeast. There is somebody on this live. I was doing live on the day of election, right?
All of them
said
are
that
all
in Imo State, they did not see INEC till after 2 p.m. A lot of places in Port Harcourt, in so many places in Nigeria, they did not see INEC. They didn't see INEC official till well after the afternoon. Meanwhile, in the north, even President Buhari voted as early as 7 o'clock.
What are you arguing?
Do you know what time Nigeria voted in Agoro?
That's Nigeria for you. What time people voted in Agoro?
And this is your Yakubu Mahmoud, the leader of INEC or the chairman of INEC, saying that he authorized it for them to go late. That alone,
Look,
I expect
Odera,
that man to be
nobody's
sacked.
going to sit down here and argue that there was no mishap in that
On
election.
Nigeria presidential election is by majority, not an electoral vote, not number of Kineko. That means if he has gotten the right number of votes in the south, yes, because we are heavily dense. Listen, cities in the south are heavily dense. There's more people in Lagos. Of course, Kano is also dense and all the rest.
Odera,
But you need to understand that had they counted the right number of votes and the IRF work and everything worked, listen,
Odera.
no chance with the popularity that P2P
Odera,
had.
please remember. Let us remember that there were 4 major guys in this election, right? But we don't mention the 4th guy because he only got a vote of his
No.
family.
Kwankwaso had Kaggle.
Wait, hold on now. I'm talking about Shawori. Remember that Shawori was part of them
Sure,
too.
okay.
So remember that now for Shawori, right? Honestly, that was my guy, main guy, right? But I didn't even mention his name or talk about him because I like radicals, right? But I knew that the guy didn't have any backing. I knew it was only going to be maybe me and a few of his family members that would have voted for him. But what I now did was, out of the 3 giants, I concentrated on one that I preferred, right? And my guy was Peter Obi. You understand what I'm saying? But realistically, because I know how election works, something that you claim that you know, I knew from the jump that this man is not winning this year. He wasn't winning that election this term. Maybe another 4 years. Maybe when people get to know him more. Most of the people that even wanted to vote for him didn't really know who he was. It was more of word of mouth.
Please, some people are asking me some questions. Let me answer them.
Hold on. It was more of
Don't let
word of
people
mouth.
talk on your platform. You are a host. You don't let people talk. You don't let me talk. You don't let Soloji talk.
Let me mute.
Omoti talk. Which kind of show be this week? After this one, I will go.
You understand what I'm saying? So my whole thing is at the end of the day, right? You have to go with what is realistic. We all know how Nigeria operates. Maybe eventually when they bring a different system of elections in Nigeria, and then Obi puts himself there. Puts himself out there more. Bongoli, I'm telling you, this is not a joke, right? I had people on ground in Ibadan. They didn't even know who Peter Obi was. These are the real people. These are the real voters. These are the people that go from houses to houses. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know who Obi was. Obi is known by us mostly on social media and the urban areas, educated people. That's where Obi won. But half of Nigeria is, more than half of Nigerians are illiterate. So who are the people that you're saying that Obi would have won the election through? Let us be realistic when we're
Please, I
talking.
beg you, I want
It's
to
not just
respond to somebody called Victor.
passion. We have to be realistic.
Okay, hold on. I want to respond to Victor. Victor said, how did you say Keneko, but 96% voters? Listen, if 2 people voted, or let's say if 10 people voted, and out of the 10, 8 or 9 voted for Obi, they will say 96% voted for Obi. That is that statement. That did not mean that people were not disenfranchised. People were disenfranchised. People came out and couldn't vote, even in Lagos. And if you ask your friends, they will bear you witness. They know those places that Obi has strength, and they didn't send materials there. Some people came there with only 1 paper. Now, forget, we are all Nigerians, we know the tactics, right? But at the end of the day, it seems Nigeria like to suffer. Let them continue suffering. If we miss Peter Obi, even if it's an Igbo man tomorrow, nobody promise you he's going to be a good man. No.
Let me tell you, the local people, which is more than half of Nigeria, listen to me again, which is more than half of Nigeria, the real voters, they don't know who Obi is. My guy, you're arguing this thing, and for you to sit down there and say that Obi would have won that election, I was very disappointed. That means you don't know election at all in Nigeria. Honestly, because I'm even an Obi guy, and I knew he wasn't winning.
Lebanese, if I go with your argument, you are contradicting yourself. Because if you say it's only the middle class or the educated ones, are you saying that all those states in the north that Bongoli mentioned, they don't have all those class of people there?
Many of them are there. The north is full of farmers and cattle rearers. What are you saying now?
Are you not offending people by what you're saying? And I said 10% to 10%.
When I'm speaking fact. Bongoli, what is the north known for? Please, I beg you, because it be like saying Name Konde. Say this guy knows. He never reached Nigeria.
10% of the donors are not educated. 10%.
Oh my God.
Odera, this is this year. As once this 1 hour goes, I'm going to go and sleep. You they give me a headache. But let me explain this here. Because if we explain to you, you know go here. You know go here. And that's why in 2027, again, when people come, you will lose election again. Listen. This Nigeria that we see today, this Nigeria that you are seeing today, Nigeria that we are seeing today, we have high class, middle class, low class. We now even have masses. We now even have the poverty-stricken people. We now even have people that are under poverty line, that are living less than $2 per day, according to UN. You have places where you get block votes from. And in these places, they don't even have access to electricity.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even have access to roads. Some, before you even get to these areas, you have to get on canoe. They don't even have access to internet services. The only two parties that they know is umbrella, not umbrella, umbrella. No, not
Thank you.
umbrella,
Please tell him.
umbrella.
Please
Wait,
tell
hold
him.
on.
Who know be?
Umbrella and
Broom.
broom. Do you hear? That is why when you were doing the election, they were saying, if una dey vote, make una dey ask for mama, papa, and pikin. Mama, papa, and pikin. They did not say vote for Labour Party.
They don't even know how to pronounce labor.
They don't know, they can't pronounce it. You need to understand the little, what's it called, the little optics of elections.
You like
this guy. Look at, for example, we had over 100.
You are answering your own question.
No,
you said Mama Papa became
stop doing that. No, it's not. No, it's not. He's not answering his own question. He's not answering his own question. He's breaking it down to you. You're still not listening. You're still not understanding. You're still not understanding. It's the local people that vote, not you and I. You come up for London where you did or America where you did go vote. You come out.
I want you to go and look at this. I don't know if you're a fan of Very Dark Man, but he put a video out there today and he said he was going to do borehole for some people. Those people are living in hot too. They are fetching water in a muddy area. It might be in Kwara or it might be somewhere in the southwest. I don't know. Do you think those people have access to internet? They don't. Do you think they have access to electricity? Do you think they have access to all of people? The only thing that they have access to is when it's election time, broom or umbrella.
No, Bongoli, please talk about North because he keeps saying that there's a bunch of educated people in the North.
I was about to go to the North now. Where? The North, for example, they only go with their religious, they go on religious lines. I mean, their religious leader. Once he says, you people, or their emir, or their sultan, or their whoever, once he says, this is how we are voting. And
so who is now tribalistic or religious bigots? Again, having this conversation.
Now you're changing the topic. Now you're changing the topic.
Okay, let me finish. Is that not why Obi is going to go and be breaking fast there, a Ramadan fast with them in Zamfara and in Kano and in Kaduna? Is that not why he's going there? Why is he going there? I'm asking you, why is Obi going to go and eat food with the Northerners that you people so vilify? Why is he going there to go and eat and praying and everything?
You see Nigerians, you guys don't deserve Peter Obi. And after Peter Obi, nobody, I don't care what
you're talking about.
Like what are you talking about? What are you saying? Peter Obi sponsored Emzo Rice in Kano before, years ago. Do you know how many times this guy has been helping Nigerians?
Is he God? Why are you saying whether Nigerians deserve him or not?
How many times this guy went as far as going to Haiti? Forget Nigeria. He went to Haiti with his son to go and help Haiti. And when he went to Haiti, that's how he found out that it's even Nigerian police. Do you know that Nigerian police also work for the UK? You guys don't know anything. You see a big man, and because he's going against your favorite, you are trying to paint him bad. Okay, let's now say this prayer. Let Obi be as wicked as Tinubu. Become as your politicians. Will you be happy? If you see a good person,
I want to come with my face. No, hold on, Bongoli. I want to come with my face. I'm looking at you in your face. I'm looking at you in your face, right? And you just stayed here and told everybody that is listening to these 74 people that, okay, because he broke down that the Northerners follow a certain trend that they're used to. They are tribalists, right?
No, I asked the question. Who is now the
You replied that they're tribalists. And I'm sitting down here telling you right now that everything that we've discussed, whether it's positive or negative, I'm a Yoruba guy. I would have voted to be out of the three giants, right? But what you're doing now is basically you have not given me any in-depth. When I bring out points to you, What you do is you divert it and then come back and say, no, but Obi would have been the one. You haven't really even given me a reason why. What you have sat down here and done is Obi would have just been the one. You guys should have voted for him because Igbos are not being treated right. So hold on. You haven't given any good points. You haven't given
Lebanese,
any good points.
don't
You
forget
have not
I'm
given
talking.
any good points so
Lebanese,
far.
don't forget
And I'm
I'm
sitting down
talking
here
to.
telling you that
Hold on,
you
Lebanese.
are arguing. No, hold on. You act like you're arguing against tribalism, but really what you're doing is
No,
you're
no, no, no,
arguing
no,
for
no,
it.
no, 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 hold on. Lebanese, don't forget I'm talking to APC guys, right?
No, forget
Bongoli,
APC.
we had debates for weeks
This has
on,
nothing to do with
under the freeze
APC.
line. So it's, the Bongoli is not new to me. I only knew Kid not quite long ago. And I'm understanding today that he is also an APC guy. Now, if I start telling you the
No,
good part of Peter
don't do
Obi,
that. Don't
hold
do that.
on, hold
Don't
on.
do
If I start telling
that.
you the good part of Peter Obi, it will seem as if I'm trying to drag them over or across to my
Can you
own
No,
see
don't
side.
do
now?
that to
Can
him.
you see
Don't do
now?
that to him.
Once you don't
Don't do
support,
that to
wait,
him.
once you
No,
don't support,
no.
Once you don't support
Kid,
him, it's
I
the
brought you
problem
in
now.
because Lebanese said I'm not selling Obi. I'm saying I'm talking to APC guy,
so
right?
wait.
I'm not trying to sell
You
Obi.
said I'm APC.
If
Not
I
an
want to sell
APC
Obi,
guy.
I
You
will sell
haven't
Obi.
proved
You
anything.
say
You said I'm OP. You
said
said
he's
I'm
an
APC.
APC guy. He's not. He's
You haven't
You
not.
proved.
told me that the two of you had a mutual friend. That the way he was talking about Labour Party.
You did not get it. That is not what he said. You don't even understand what
You
he said.
see,
You don't
That's
listen.
not
and
the
that's
No.
why
problem we're
sometimes,
having.
You don't
no,
listen.
Listen, maybe I misunderstood what you said, but
You don't
yes or
understand
no? You said you and Bongoli has a mutual friend that made
no.
you not like Labour Party, yes or
You're
no?
missing the point.
no,
Listen to
what he
understand, not listen
Allow
to
him to
respond.
clarify.
Listen to
Hold on, guys.
understand, not listen
Clarify,
to
kid.
respond.
Kid, what did
If
you
you listen
say?
to understand, you
We
will
have a
understand what they've
we
been
have a
saying.
mutual friend who is a leader, who was a leader of Obi movement. Because it was a Labour Party, Bongoli it was APC. They were fighting, and I said that the guy they were friends, but what brought about fight between them was this issue. Just to tell you, wait, calm down now. How is that support? It's not the same thing. Why are you doing like this? So
But it's not.
It
They're not
doesn't mean
calm
I
saying the
heard
down.
same
you
thing, though.
right.
It's not the
It's
same.
not
It's
saying
not
the same thing.
pride. We are not saying the same thing. What I'm saying is that the guy is a Yoruba guy, and this guy is a Yoruba guy because he was so passionate about obedient movement. He didn't care about the friendship. He was willing to ditch the friendship because of the campaign. That's what I'm saying to you. You
So
get
it's
so.
basically saying,
Um,
let me break it down because
so, so,
again,
so, so so, Nigel, I'm going to drop off now. Before I drop off, one thing I want to say, Odera, is this. So during the election, I used to ask them Bongoli, I used to call them the three thieves. I used to call them the three thieves. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I used to call them
Go ahead.
the three thieves. Atiku, Tinubu. You're just delusional if you are thinking that Obi that was comfortable to run with Atiku 4 years before this election was comfortable to be on the same ticket with the thief that you people are demonizing. You didn't see
exactly.
anything wrong with it.
Thank you.
And he was
Thank you.
comfortable to be in the same party with
Thank you.
him until a few days were, meaning that if they had given him the
Until a
ticket, he
few
would have
days, though.
comfortably
Until a few days.
carried the
Not
PDP
being
that you guys are
realistic,
abusing,
man. You're
will
not
have
being
been there,
realistic, to be
right?
honest.
So let me just tell you this, So when we are talking about politics, put morality by the side. Is number and interest. Okay, so
We cannot put morality to the side.
yeah. So Gani Fahimi, let me learn. Gani Fahimi of blessed memory was a son that was doing cases pro bono for people. Gani was practically leaving the cell because of Nigerians. You would think that Nigerians would vote for him when he contested. Gani was not rigged. Nigeria did not vote for Gani Fahimi. Gani was fighting for Nigerians. Gani contested. Gani did not get 5% of the vote.
Not
Gani, if you put
bad.
Gani beside
National
Obi,
Conscience Party,
Bad.
I'm not
54,000 votes.
Same with
National
Ojuku,
Conscience
same
Party.
with
now
Towore.
don't even
Nigerians don't like who fights
so
for them.
hold on. I'm not saying that. Can you put Obi beside Gani when it comes to morality
No,
and integrity?
you cannot.
Good
But that's
night.
what I'm saying.
Good
That is
night.
the problem. Thank you,
Oh,
kid.
no,
Kid,
don't
thank
go.
you.
No. Oh, God. Why did he drop?
Lebanese, I like the way kid make his submission.
But we
When
go
kid
back
is
to Obi,
talking,
though.
everybody agree. Listen to me. He said things and he landed and said, morality should not be part of it. I disagree. Morality should be part of it. In
He
the
did say
UK,
that. It's again.
listen to me.
No,
This is
Are we
stating
not hearing the same
Lebanese,
thing? Are we not
Lebanese,
hearing the same
Lebanese,
thing?
Lebanese.
You
Listen
just
to
need
me.
to respond.
Listen to me. I
You're not listening
disagreed
to
when you said it.
understand.
In the
That's not what
UK
he
where I
said.
come
That's not
from.
what he
Listen
said.
to me. I'm not talking about America. America is corrupt.
He
In the
said,
UK,
let us put morality on the side. He didn't say morality is not
and
involved.
I
He was making
disagreed.
an analysis.
I said bring morality back in. Listen, we cannot stop doing this.
He did. At the
We're
end,
talking to the future leaders of Nigeria. Listen to me. This is why our youth are more corrupt than our elders. We need to be speaking fast, please. You have to bring morality in. When our Boris Johnson went against his own law, what do you think they did?
Master of coins. Have you seen your comments? Please bring master of coins.
There's no request here. The person that sent me request is Zeus. I don't have master of coins. He has not sent me a request.
Master of coins, send a request.
We need morality. That is why we are paying. That's why they are dealing with us. We have people that are immoral. We need good people.
I'm going to ask you a real simple question, right? Let me keep it very, very, very simple.
Now, my brother, I just bring comment. Shimali.
Keith just made a comment to you, right? And Keith started by saying, please, can you give me 1 second to land? Because I can see your face. You already want to respond. Just give me 1 second to land. I need you to listen to understand, not listen to respond, so you can get the point. Keith did something here just right now. Right?
He did. Sorry, Chimali. Okay, they don't come out. I want to make you block the video. Make you block the video.
Keith did something here right now, right? Keith did something here right now. He basically broke down a simple analysis of the mindset of Nigerians and the politics of Nigerians to you. I don't think he understood it. I don't think he understood what he just did. He basically just told you, hold on. I just begged you now. I just begged you to hold on and you still do him again. Just wait. I need you to listen to understand. He basically just broke it down to you and said, the way politics works in Nigeria, right? The biggest moralist may be the biggest loser, is what he told you. And he basically just told you that Peter Obi may have been the best. Moral-wise, I don't know that when he gets in there, he will do better. But at least I said moral-wise, right? He may have been the best guy out of the three. Doesn't necessarily win. That doesn't necessarily mean that would have won him the election. Contrary to what you keep proving, that Obi won. Because a few urban people voted him in. Bongoli came here and broke it down. Hold on. Bongoli came here and broke it down to you how politics also works with local people. And these are the real voters. And you're still not admitting that Obi didn't win that election. At this point, I don't know what else you admit. You have your mind made up. It doesn't matter what point we prove.
I'm throwing the question right back at you. Do you think Nigeria should add morality to their requirements of politicians?
Did you know?
Why did he go?
So you didn't hear anything I just said right now. That again, you didn't hear what I just said. You were waiting to ask that question. So everything I said, you didn't listen to it.
No, I understood you. I'm asking you a different question.
Hold on. I'm a realist. There's a difference between what should be and what is. We are talking about what.
No, I am not asking you. Should it be?
I said, of course it should be.
Thank you.
Of course it should be. That's like asking me, should Christians be good people or should Muslims be good people?
Thank you. We're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Okay, but the reality of life. The reality of life. You understand? The reality of life.
No, I go follow you now.
Are there bad Muslims? This is the reality of life. You're talking as if we're in heaven. We're not in heaven. We're on earth. So come down to earth and be realistic. You're talking about morals. Look, if Jesus would have came down, Jesus would have pursued Atiku and Tinubu away and said, Obi, just go and take that thing. Based off of what the man said. Because I don't even know that he's that much of a good man in real life. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not. I said I don't know. We don't know until they get in power. They all lie to us. You understand what I'm saying? He's not your brother. He's not your daddy. You don't know him either.
At this point, I must say that this man that just joined us, I am not responsible for anything this life turned out to be. Because
No,
Master
No,
hold
of
no,
on.
no. Me, I'm
Coin,
in a very calm
Wait.
mood. I won't lie to you.
Master of
Other,
Coin is this is disclaimer.
other.
When myself and Master of
I'm in
Coins
a
are on the
very
program, he
calm
doesn't
mood,
do that. He
that you
doesn't.
yourself alone, you've made me so calm that even today, you say I didn't send request, right? This your energy. I don't even have pim for you.
No,
You
me
don't
say I
want to
don't
hear
come.
anything.
Me say I
You
don't
don't
come.
want to hear anything. They are giving you historical facts. You are exchanging opinion. When does opinion and fact challenge each other?
It don't start.
No,
Once this life ends,
no,
I'm
no,
not
no. Let
coming
him
back.
talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
Because
Let him talk. He's
every
not a
time they've
political
been
person.
talking. I could understand your sentiments sometimes, but at the end of the day, let's call a spade a
So if you
fucking
want good
spade.
for Nigeria in sentiment,
If you
Let him
want good,
talk.
no.
Let him
If you
talk.
want good
Let
for
That's not
him
what
Nigeria,
talk.
he's
see,
saying.
Oga, if you want good for Nigeria, get people that are that are what do you call it? That are fit for the position. Don't give a fuck about he's a Igbo man, he's a Hausa man, he's a Kogi man, he's a man on the moon. Who gives a fuck about this thing? It's only people. You see, Nigerians like to claim, oh, we are the most educated. We are the but sense, common sense is one thing we lack. We lack common sense because everybody will come and talk, but we all know what is right from wrong, but we pretend we don't know. All these tribalistic sentiments will not get us anywhere. Igbo is the richest. So I've been hearing you say Igbo is the richest, Hausa is the richest. Richest or not, there are millions of Igbo people suffering in Nigeria right now. There are millions
facts.
of Hausa people suffering in Nigeria right now. So what is your useless point about Igbo is the richest? When we say all of you, you say, oh, 10 Igbo men are the richest men in the whole of Africa. But these useless 10 people can't take care of their people. What is the point of all these riches?
Thinking out of the box.
What
Go ahead.
is the point of all these riches for fuck's sake? Bro, if we want progress, we need to forget, oh, this one is from the north, because at the end of the day, apart from the Nigerian citizen, the average Nigerians, I don't even call them citizen anymore. I call them supporters.
Yeah,
They are
coins. The only
fans, they are
reason, the only
Master of
groupies.
reason why
Coin, you were here, they were dividing the north for
coins,
us, telling us how all of them
coins. The
cannot
only
vote
reason why
Peter.
I
Wait,
In my
feel
mind, I'm thinking,
see,
where is the savior going to come from
Odera,
with this
coins. The
mentality?
Master
only
of
reason why I
Coins,
feel
But let's
Odera,
be honest, my
hold
brothers,
on.
let's be
let me
honest,
tell you.
Master of
Wait,
Coins,
let me just
Master
say
of Coins,
something,
hold on.
You
No,
know,
no, you
if
talk.
Peter
Master of
Obi,
Coins, Master of Coins, please hold
if
on. You
Peter,
were trying to
if
make
Peter,
a
wait, let me
point.
just land this
Wait,
point.
no,
If
no,
Peter
no,
Obi
no,
was
no.
tribalistic and did only Igbo, Oga, Peter Obi wouldn't even reach any campaign to be president tomorrow because Igbo people cannot give him shit.
Facts.
Let us know this and know peace. United we stand, divided. Oyibo will come, China will come. Is it not? We are here complaining, arguing about Peter Obi and all this thing. Meanwhile, Chinese people are coming to our country
Coins,
and telling us how to operate,
coins,
that we
coins,
cannot go into this place.
coins. Watch
Are
this.
we mad?
Coins. Watch this. Odera, did you see what he just did right now?
Mad?
Push Peter Obi to me as a good man. Stop saying that Igbo thing.
No.
It's
You
making
and
my
Master of
stomach
Coins are
bubble.
miles away from
No,
each
you're
other.
doing it though. You're doing
No,
it.
I'm saying where you are
I,
coming from, your perspective and
No,
his
no,
are
no, no, no,
very
no. Hold
different.
on. Odera. There was something that Master of Coins said when he joined the live. Master of Coins said that I, myself, Niger Lebanese, and Omoti were all giving you some kind of facts. Me, I was giving you historical facts, and then you were bringing your opinions. He said facts and opinions, they don't link. Listen and learn and understand. Okay, we want to talk about elections, how you win 2027. This is how it is done in Nigeria. In this same Nigeria that we are in today, we have Agberos. Agberos too are Nigerians, so
yeah.
they vote. Oh, the
Mm-hmm.
Almajiris they are talking about in the north that, oh, so are you telling me that 90% are uneducated or 90% is they vote? Oh,
They vote.
they are Nigerians like you and I. They are not just educated or maybe as exposed or maybe as
Okay, so
knowledgeable. But they're also knowledgeable in their own ways. And I'm now telling you that these people get influenced based on religious and ethnic lines and maybe financial lines also. And so if you want to play that game for your guy to enter, you have to maybe toe that path to a certain degree. Now, you can now say, you know what, my guy is the most credible guy. How do I sell this guy? Not as an Igbo agenda, but as a Nigerian agenda. Now, when you want
Focus
to talk
on him
to
as
the
a
people, when
Nigerian.
you want to talk to the people, you don't say Yoruba.
Like it's as if you are talking to it's as if you are talking to one small boy in the east who did not know anything about election. Listen to me, Bongoli.
Let me
Me and you have
finish
been on debate.
now.
You know
Let
my
me
truth. You did
finish.
not know me
What
This is
today.
why I didn't join this
Now,
live.
listen to me,
I want to ask
Bongoli.
you
You cannot
fundamental
be
question.
telling me that I
I'm
am
going to speak.
telling P2B
Odera,
as an Igbo man. We have
Odera,
Nnamdi Kanu
I'm
there
going to ask you a
championing a
fundamental
cause for
question.
IPOB. That is
Odera,
him.
Wait,
P2B
Odera,
came
no,
outright
no,
as
wait,
a
wait, wait, wait.
one last
Nigerian
question.
man.
One last question.
Odera,
No, one
Odera,
last
wait,
question.
Odera, wait.
No,
Odera, please let me try and explain. Wait.
one
What
last
Bongoli
question.
is saying, if you are presenting him, present him based on his record, his credibility, what he can
But
do.
that's
But
what we are
now
doing.
listen, no. You guys have been presenting him based on Igbo man. Oh, Nigeria
You
owns
guys,
Igbo presidency.
am I speaking
Oh,
for
God,
myself? Am
nobody
I speaking for
owns
you guys?
anything. No, see, I'll say this thing loudly. No tribe in Nigeria is owed anything by Nigeria. Nigeria doesn't owe anybody anything. Is either you accept that or you fuck off and fuck off.
Somebody X said, with the current state of awakening, do you think P2B can amass as much votes if he contests again?
No.
Uh,
It,
Odera, before you no, let me say what I want to say. Let me say what Odera. I want to ask you a fundamental electoral
No, me, I'm
question
calm
here.
today.
And I
I'm
want
calm today.
I want you to answer me. Who are the highest demographic of voters in Nigeria?
mm,
I
In
did not say
the
region.
south,
No, I
in
did
the south,
not say
no.
region. I did not say region. Demograph. I did not say region. I use the word demograph.
He said
Voters in
demographic.
Nigeria.
The demographic voters.
okay, I will say the youths.
Huh?
No,
What?
no, it's not the youth. It's not the youth. The highest demographic voters, even in Nigeria and even abroad and anywhere, are the housewives, women, housewives. The highest demographic of
Wait,
voters in
Lebanese, you are laughing
Nigeria.
at my answer. And his son, Unko.
Just which
What did you
son?
say?
Which
No, I didn't
son?
hear anything.
He just answered the housewives for the highest demographics. Do you know what demographics means? Nigeria is made up
Demograph.
of how many percent of youth? Of course, I'm not talking cerebral people.
What they are doing,
It's like
they are
somebody
laughing at
coming to say
you.
that our
What
economy
they
is
are,
run by people buying weed.
laughing at you. What they are laughing at you. You didn't understand what I said. What they are
You
laughing
said
at you.
the demographics of voters in Nigeria, people that have voters card, which is verifiable on
No,
INEC.
no,
You
no,
said it's
no,
housewife.
no, 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 no,
Jesus Christ.
no. What they are laughing at you, I just said it again.
Nigeria is made up of how many percent of youth? How many percentage of youth?
Relax.
Globally.
What they are relax. What they are again. Demography of voters. There's a way they do the demography. You have housewives, working class women, career men, this and that. They break it down.
You
And
have homeowners.
I ask you a simple question. Who are the highest demographic of voters in Nigeria? So that I can check Google all you want. It's there.
No,
It's women.
because
No,
these things are laughable,
but if you
man.
notice, Odera, if you notice, when all those Lagos people like Sanwo-Olu and all those people want to contest, they mostly go to where? Those market women. I don't know if you, sometimes it's not rocket science now.
Did I not say that earlier? I said the real voters
They'll
are the women selling.
go to market women and women that have husbands. So,
You can share Google all you want. It's there. You can share Google all you want. You can share it. You remember Mama Shukudi? You remember Mama Shukudi? What's his name? MC Oluomo. Yashukudi. You remember Yashukudi?
Yashukudi, it's women. Odera, you don't need to search. We know this is what I'm saying. We know it already. You
Baba,
search, you know
calm down.
it.
Nigeria has 93 million voters. Let's see the demographics.
No, Nigeria only have 93. Nigeria has 27
agenda. We're talking about demographics. We're talking about agenda.
27 million voters as of the last election. It's not 93. 27.
I am quoting what is here. 93 million. Look at it. 93 million voters.
I'm giving you the sum
It's
total.
giving you
Peter,
about how people voted this last election.
President Tinubu scored 8.8. Kwankwaso scored 1.5.
It's not rocket science.
And
Hold on, he is right.
maybe 200,000.
No, but Bongoli, why are we doing this? As I said, I see the example I used. When all this, wait, my brother, let me just say, when all these Lagos state governors want to win election, who do they usually go to?
I have a
Market
master's in
women.
music. I cannot be talking like an educated person. This is Congo, right? Age group distribution of registered voters for 2023 general election. Age groups. The youth 18 to 34 have 37.06 million a number, and that is 39.65%, and they are the highest voters.
How many? How many? Wait, go on the initial number. How many number for the youth? How many million?
I gave you the number. Look at it. 2023 election, 93.46 million Nigerians were eligible to vote.
No, but how many voted? You see, there's a difference in eligible and actual voting. Oh, this your master. You are making noise about. Be calming down. Being eligible to do something. Odera, being eligible to do something and actually doing things.
Below that, we have age group of distribution of voters who registered to participate in the 2019 one. Still the youth. If you still come down to
I have the numbers in my head. I will give you the numbers from 1999.
Now, Bongoli, listen to this. 2023 election. Lebanese, hold on. This is the one that have the housewife. But listen now, listen. This is the one that have the housewife. Yeah. It says in 2023 election, students, housewives, those into business and farming, fishing, make up 70.86% of eligible voters. Students make up 26.03 million, which is 27.85, followed by farmers and fishing for 14.74 million, 15.77%. Then housewife, 13.01 million. Before businesses, traders, and others. So your assertion is wrong. Yes. They are number 3.
It's wrong, Bongoli.
Okay. Now, matter of course, Asology, hold on. So,
I win.
No, you did not win anything.
I win.
I win. I don't know if you are joking. Are you joking? Are you joking? Are you serious?
No. Actually, Google it. Anybody can Google it.
Are you really joking or serious?
No.
How many youth we have in Nigeria? Our population, the whole population, the youth are more. You don't know.
Bongoli, wait. There's a thing that he misunderstood here. Odera, he's not talking about eligible to vote.
About people that have voted.
You understand?
Listen now. You might be eligible. Listen.
From the sample, they said that these people make up the highest number, and you want to now take out who are the people that actually did the voting.
Oga, you see all the numbers you've given. Oga, listen to me. Do you want us to bet now 500 will make donation to any charity of your choice? The numbers you have given so far, if I pull up the official INEC result and numbers, they are very different.
What?
I'm going to INEC. Yes, 93 million. Yes.
Look, do you see that?
To vote.
No, read now. Read.
Understand now.
Wait, now just let him read, please. Don't distract him.
But only a quarter. Yes.
Read.
I saw that.
Okay, so why are you saying that you don't understand what they're saying? It says it's 93.
You don't understand it. What you just showed me is that from the overall population, including everybody, only quarter.
Me, I don't have masters, so it's only BSc in engineer. I have
the people that make up the majority. It's like sampling data. Whoever has the majority will still have the majority in the sample.
Are you serious or are you doing what you are saying?
Master, it's first degree. I only have.
Master of coins, bring your own data, please. Make it not be like I like what Lebanese just did. Bring your own data. Make we continue. Okay. I want to see the actual voters in this thing.
Odera, listen to me again. I'll repeat myself.
93.
I did not say.
Number.
He said.
No, what was your own?
No. I said the total amount of votes were like 27 or 28 million total amount.
Look at it, INEC. Listen.
93.
and 37 million. And about 93 divided by 3 is like 31. So you are close to it. It's not too far. 28 to 30.
It's less than one third.
But
I
yeah,
know. I'm summing up the total amount of votes.
Look at
And I said,
INEC
it
page,
says
rubbish page.
it
You know they
says
do anything.
about 1/3 of it only voted. So that's
Not
correct. Anything
less
from
up
than
to,
25
one
not
to
up
third.
31,
to.
Less than one
Less,
third.
anything from
Less
25
than
than
one
one
is
third.
third.
right there. The same article he's reading, I'm reading it right here, and I'm showing it to him. But he skipped the part that says that only 1/3 voted. He only read the part that says 93. It's right here, my brother.
I said
Look,
registered
it
voters
says it here.
now.
Look.
We
Nigeria
are
has
not going to
93
INEC
million.
to see those that actually
Look now,
voted. Go
look,
down on that page. Go
Nigeria
down
Okay,
on that
had
page. You will see
93
that
okay,
we
registered
registered.
gentlemen,
voters,
let's
but
know.
only what?
Okay,
Right there, order,
order.
read. Order, look now,
Lebanese,
I beg.
wait, order.
Order,
What
read.
we are still trying to say
Only
in
what?
a nutshell,
Only what? It's right there. It's right there. Only a quarter of it. So divide 93 that you keep talking about by 3.
that's
You get your number that
31.
Bogoli came out
3
from.
That's
in
You
9
see it?
31
times,
now.
You
3 in
see
9
it?
times 3, 3 in
It's
3
right there.
times 1,
The 31,
31.
32, and it was less than 31. 27 million people voted.
But
26
it
or
says
27 million.
it says about is not accurate. So that is
If
so
they are
it could be
saying
anything from
roughly around that
25.
number,
It could be anything from
It's around that
25
number
to
now.
31.
27 or 26 million votes in the 2023
So it's
elections.
correct.
That's what I
It's
said.
not
Say the
93
so that
voting level
million.
down.
93, was people eligible, which I was trying to tell you that
Order
people
don't look
eligible
tired. He still never find
doesn't
them.
mean
He don't look
orderer. For
tired. He still never
example,
find them.
orderer, listen
INEC
now.
websites are rubbish.
Orderer,
INEC
listen now.
websites are rubbish.
Orderer,
He don't
listen.
look
All
tired. He
my
still never
life,
find them.
since I've been eligible to vote in the UK, since I was born and since I became 16, I was eligible to vote. But have I voted? That's a different
So
question.
mind you, Order is part of that remaining 2/4 that didn't vote. You know, come on where they go vote.
I don't even get voter card though. I
Even
never
come out
vote for Nigeria.
when they
I
argue
never
for
voted in
we
Nigeria.
argue for you know even come out where they do.
I never
Meanwhile, he they
vote
convince
for
a family
Nigeria.
member where they is made they go vote for Obi, but yet Inti say Obi magically win election. But you know cast your own vote. Like
Because I was influencing
Not
people that
true,
were voting.
which kind of influence?
not true.
Which kind of influence?
Do you know that
No.
Peter Obi
X.
Peter Obi
Wait, oh, it's not the mass that is making us Olodo, it's Odera that is making us Olodo.
even Peter Obi said when he went to court, he did not say he won the election. He did not say he won the election.
Oh boy,
He did not say
oh
it.
boy, oh boy.
It's Odera that is making us
That's why I was
Olodo.
asking, are you joking?
I
Are
even
you
surprised.
serious?
I even surprised. Say Bongoli get time for
Like,
this.
are you
You know
joking or
what people
I
serious?
didn't
do?
surprise.
People, the demographics, the housewife. That one got me mad. I was like,
To be
Now.
honest, it didn't piss you
It's
off at
true
first. That
now.
thing confused you first. It confused you first. You were like,
You know what?
what the hell?
Wait.
That's ridiculous.
Point.
So
housewife.
You know what thing
It's like
you
when
know
they
what
say that
even
we
get
they control our
custom.
economy.
No, you know
Hold
what thing I realized about Odera. You know what thing I realized about Odera. You have to
Okay.
really like break. You have to break realistic situations down to Odera for him to get it. Like when you said housewife, Odera was like, which kind of housewife? Which wife they go vote? Until this guy said tomato
See,
seller.
only
They are
27%
good.
of eligible voters decided who became Nigerian president.
Is
Only
that what I
27%.
said? Is that what I said?
No, because they were calculating 31 for you. So I'm even talking
So,
for you.
No, that's not what I said.
27%, Odera, look now, Odera, with your calculation, that percentage now is not even up to 31. Now you are talking about 23 million people. Your number
Now,
is
hold on
dropping.
now. I told you that if you sample the data from the population, it will still, whoever is highest in the bigger population will be the highest in the sample. I'm still looking for evidence. Hold on.
No, that's not how it works. Oh my God. I'm
All
going
right,
to
now,
hit
wait.
this live now. That's
Now,
not
I
how
need
it
to
works,
hit you
brother.
with facts. I don't like talking yeah. I'm looking for the actual demographics of those that voted.
Don't worry,
I
that might
don't
go
like
this for
talking,
2027. It might go this for 2027 again. This is comic relief.
The
I love
problem
it.
is
Bongoli,
this our INEC website refuses to
Bongoli,
work.
go
That is the
get a
problem.
bottle of water. Coins. Go get a bottle of water. We'll
I
go
know,
wait for
I
him.
dey
We'll
drink,
wait for him.
as I
Go,
dey go, I dey
we'll
drink,
go wait. We'll go wait for you. We'll go wait.
drink.
We dey wait. They look. They
Let
go.
would help me find. When I find them, I will go read them.
No. Make you find them yourself.
This
We don't
information
find for you.
is not readily, it's not readily
We
available.
find
All
for
I'm
you.
hearing,
You know,
all I'm
maybe they
seeing
find
is
yourself.
like
We dey wait. We're gonna
they are
do
all
what
read
they
as
go.
one.
They look. They go. They look.
But Odera, okay, minus
What
all
they
this information and everything, Odera, wait, can I just ask you a
let
question?
them find though. Let them find. Just
Wait, wait. My brother, let's be honest with each other, Abi.
Mm-hmm.
You see all those if those Abia state governors, when they want to contest, is it not that they will go to all those market women in Aba for campaigning, and most of them is usually them that will say, okay, we'll go and look for people for you. Then they will start getting their groups of women to get other groups of women to get other groups of women. Then they unite. Then they just cast their big votes. Then all of a sudden, Odera is now the governor of Abia State.
Women are gullible does not mean that they are the ones that run the whole show, man.
No, don't say that. No, don't say that.
You can get a
women are not
woman with a bag of fries does not mean they're the ones that do. They're the only ones that vote.
No, I'm not saying they are the only ones that vote, but I'm saying women impact voting. Women impact a lot of shit in this world.
Everybody
in case you don't know.
voting.
No,
your demographics, the youth are more.
No, you are not listening to me. God have mercy.
Unless you give me a fact, all these things you are saying is boyaya. I need to get the facts. I need a printed part of the breakdown of our last election.
More give us a main look. More give us a main look. We
I've already spent so much time.
You see, I'm wondering where Bongoli got his information from. Because even me when I talk about last year.
You got
Odera, I think, wait, gentlemen, while he's searching, let's let him know that this thing that he said, women are gullible. Some women in this comment section, they don't vex. They are looking at Odera with one bombastic side eye now.
No, he's making reference to market women, not the people on this side. He's saying that those ones that are educated. Don't put me against women, I beg. Women, nothing against you, please.
I'm sorry, this man. Those are the ones that when you vote, so
what are you talking about?
Freaking kidding!
I said it in Lagos State. I said it in Lagos State. I said it in Abia State. You are still arguing.
You guys will not win me with all these ones you are talking. You need to give me facts.
It's about winning or anything. We learn.
Please, women are not gullible. Please, I beg you.
Good. I like the way
women
you retracted that one.
Not gullible. Forgive me, I beg.
So, ladies, he has retracted it. Don't be upset. It was a slip of tongue. The heat of arguments is allowed. Let's forgive him.
It was a contextual statement.
Why you're searching?
Can you believe INEC don't have demographics of who won the last election? INEC is as useless as his boss.
Demographics, I've shown you how they happen, but you are still arguing.
No, I need facts. All this was they talk. I need facts.
Somebody just put here. My grandma was a powerful PDP supporter, and she was a market woman. Now let me explain mobilization to you. It's
no one can mobilize like market women.
No, we're having civilized. Let's have a conversation. Let's have engagement and a party conversation.
Go ask anybody. And this is
people them that will go and influence their husband and their husband's friend to be voting.
Exactly. In the east, in the south, like guy, you cannot even come on now. Like you can't even argue that one. So what are you still looking for?
Okay, there is this document that I'm reading, right? Where they broke down all the
So wait, Order, can I ask you a question? So do you really think any document you read online is factual in relation to Nigeria that we know?
A PDF file released as the official report
because it's
about the election.
File. Okay, wait, read it out. Wait, let's read it out.
So this says voters population in polling units by cluster of registered voters for the 2023 general election. So he gave a breakdown of 0 reg voters, 1 to 50, 51 to 100. I don't even understand what that means actually. Was he giving a breakdown by what? Wait. No. This is how I works.
Master of coins. And so do you know that
Bongoli, bring your own facts. Where did you get your facts from?
You will look for out today. You must look for that fact.
Let me talk. Hold on. Listen.
So you look for that fact.
President Tinubu was a market woman.
Iyaloja. Everybody knows Iyaloja now. That's why I'm surprised with Odera now. I'm like,
no. How politics works is that you have to go to every market and speak to the head of the market, be it a man or a woman. If you go to motor park, if it's a man, you have to do your campaign with them, work with them. If it's a woman in a market, a woman market, you have to liaise with them.
Let me explain that demograph for you. Let me explain the demograph for you in politics. So in politics, when I said the housewives, women typically vote more than men in elections.
And they influence people to vote. They influence the vote as well.
Okay, please, in this document, I'll find another section that says distribution of SPOs. God, sorry, that's not what I'm looking for. Go ahead.
You will never find what you are looking for.
Oh my God.
Wait.
You are so gullible, Yalocha. You know, gullible,
Because I don't know
Yalocha.
what people are looking for.
You say Yalocha, other say gullible Yalocha.
These INEC people are useless. Like this page is like up to 500 page. Like Jesus Christ, for ordinary election, can't even. Oh my God.
Women, see, listen.
No, I give up, man.
Women.
No. Odera, wait. Bogoli, wait. Odera, you see what you just said? This is the first good thing you said in the past 5 minutes. I give up. Now, in this your spirit of giving up, now listen to learn, not to respond. Can you do that, Odera?
You've been learning. Anything you say here that I agree, I'll say I agree. If you say the one I don't agree, I'll say prove it.
So how will you learn?
You haven't agreed on much.
Wait, Odera, how will you learn if what you don't know, you don't agree, but you don't want to learn
You have
about
to show
it?
me something. I cannot just unlearn what I've not seen a fact to disprove.
You get why we're all here. We're all here telling you that we're not nullifying Obi's character in any way. We're not saying he's not a bad person. Neither do we know that he's a good person. All we're saying is stop selling him as an Igbo man. Sell him as a good candidate. Sell him.
Thank you, Jesus. Okay, listen. You see the pain I'm going through? It says distribution of registered voters by occupation for the 2023 general election. This is the official document from INEC. Over how many pages? It says by occupation, registered voters, artisans. I don't know who is artisans. 4.967.464. So okay, artisans are people who are like carpenters, all these they are the number one. Followed by businesses, followed by civil servants, followed by farming and fishing, before housewife. Housewife is number 5. Yeah, I've won. I told you guys I've won. Listen, go and check it. This document is a PDF file, the official report from INEC. Bongoli, come correct next time.
No,